What's going on? What's going on, film fam? Welcome to another episode of Chop Willie in the Morning, brought to you by Let the Film Speak. I am one of your hosts, Chop. Here with my main man, Willie Jack. Willie Jack, how you feeling this morning, my dog?
Hey, it's football Sunday, man. I'm talking about with my dog, man. So I'm feeling good, feeling great. You know what's going on, man. You know
Yeah,
what's
for
going
sure,
on.
for sure, man. And it might get extra spicy in here today, man. It might get extra spicy today because, as y'all probably seen already, what I'm saying, my dog Willie Jack's team, and Chop's team, they facing off today, man. They facing off, what I'm saying, it's about to get real spicy, about to get real ugly in here. And,
For sure.
yeah, man, we about to get busy, man. We about to talk our trash today, man. So it's probably going to get real spicy. So definitely, tap in with your dogs, man, and as we get going, man. But of course, y'all know this Chopping Willie in the Morning, so y'all know what we bringing to the table, man. It's the Week 7 preview, man. Week 7 preview. So, of course, we're going to talk about each and every game that happened. That's going to happen this Sunday. We're going to talk about the Monday night game. We also going to recap the Thursday night football game. We got games of the week, performance of the week. We got all that coming up for you. But before we jump into that, I got to go through the house rules, man. The house rules, that's like, that's share, that's subscribe, man. Tap in with your dogs. You know what I'm saying? If you're in here, check in with us now. You know what I'm saying? If you in here and you ain't said nothing, come on, man. Y'all know how it go down, man. Tap in with your boys. Let us know y'all in the building. Let us know what's going on. Become the newest member of the film fam. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Appreciate all the support. And hey, you talk to us, we talk back.
Come on.
Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Hit the notification bell because how else are you gonna know when me and Willie Jack got some stuff going on? When we got, when we cooking in the kitchen, when we putting together an event, and if so, hey, I guarantee you, we will not let you down. All right, Willie Jack. First and foremost, man, I think it's about time. I let them know or remind them, as always. Y'all got lucky today. Y'all ain't had no London game, so you know what that means. Y'all still got time. Get them picks in, man. If you are a part of the Let the Film Speak weekly pick 'em, get them picks in, man. Go ahead and get your teams in. You got until 11:55 a.m. Central Time today. If you don't get your picks in by that time, the door is locked, man. The door is locked. I told y'all, man, Willie Jack gonna let you know what we got going on. But at 11:55, the door's locked. That means you can't get in. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and get your picks in, man. Let us know who you got so you can try to end up on top at the end of this season, man. Try to end up on top. With that being said, I think we might as well go ahead and jump into our Thursday night game, Willie Jack. We had a Thursday night football game where we had Jacksonville go to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Jacksonville comes up with this W, man. They win this one 31-24. Willie Jack, did you have a take on this one, man?
Yeah, actually, if you don't mind, go ahead and get started for me. I got some working something out real quick. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So, in terms of this particular game, I think it was a big win for Jacksonville for sure. And I think it puts pressure on the rest of that division to win this week, to kind of keep up or stay in contention as this season goes along. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, how Jacksonville won this game was they made plays when it counted. Prime examples of that was as when the Saints fought back in this game to tie it. Okay. And it seemed like the momentum was going the Saints' way. The crowd was loud. Like everything was on the Saints. It was a tie game. Jacksonville had the ball. Then boom, Trevor Lawrence hits Christian Kirk on an option route over the middle, and Christian Kirk takes that. I forgot how many yards it was, but
about
he takes
40 or so, yeah.
Touchdown. Yeah, around like a 40-yard touchdown, and then boom, silences their crowd. They go back up, and then there you have it. That was it. You know what I'm saying? So it's plays like that in those big moments that are huge and can win you those games. Still showing inconsistencies, though. So I will say that about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still showing inconsistencies. And a prime example of that would be those back-to-back turnovers that they had earlier in this game. They had a sequence where Christian Kirk caught a ball, he fumbled, turned it over, Saints get it. And then after that, the next drive, they ends up in in that drive, the New Orleans Saints end up punting. They punted to the Jaguars. They muffed the punt. Saints get it right back again. You know, so the Jaguars didn't even have 2 full possessions and had 2 turnovers. And good thing about that is when you're going against bad teams, you can get away with stuff like that. But when you're going, if you're trying to be a legit playoff contender, you won't be able to get away with some of those things, man. So they got away with that. Saints couldn't score, and they ultimately their offense is still struggling. 9 points going into the fourth quarter, And here's the other part to that, Woody Jack, because me and you made fun of the Saints and Alvin Kamara's stats when he first came back. The reason why he went 13 catches for 33 yards in his first game back for suspension. And this gave everybody a prime example of why those things happen, because all Derek Carr did was just dump. And he didn't even threaten the defense or make them think that they were going to do anything else. Okay, and that's what you saw a lot in this particular game until later on when they really started stretching the field. And you saw it only took one pass. It took one pass to a tight end behind those linebackers to spread things out a little bit more, make those linebackers sink back a little bit further, to give Kamara a little bit more operating room, when he catches those dumps, those check downs. And then what you see, a 21-yard, reception, right after he does that. So this Saints offense, if they can do more of that, then they can become a better offense. They finally get over 20 points. But other than that, they still doing a lot of the same things. I still don't trust them. And this is part of the reason why you see Jacksonville come away with the W.
No, for sure. And I'm appreciate that, man. My bad. Still getting everything where I needed to be, man. But exactly like you said, man. Yeah, but no, Jacksonville, like I said, they come out and they take charge of this game right out the gate before New Orleans kind of tries to battle back a little bit. And Travis Etienne, I think I said something about it last week as well. Boy's on fire, man. Now his yardage hasn't been crazy in this game. I think he only rushed for 50.
But he get in that paint though.
Two more trips to the paint though, and so I think he's got I don't know if this is. I think I saw a streak. It may be like three consecutive games with at least 2 touchdowns, or something like that. He scored a flurry of touchdowns here over these last few weeks for sure. I want to say it's like 3 consecutive games with 2 touchdowns that put him on some type of list or some type of record, if anybody's keeping track of that. But not like you said, man. As far as everything else you covered in the game, definitely for sure. Getting back on Alvin Kamara, I think he had 12 more receptions than this one. Now the yardage was a little better. He had about 90 yards receiving. But no, just like you said, man, Carr is definitely finding him early and often. And it looked like this was maybe the first week where maybe he actually got turned into some decent amount of yards. The interception, the pick six, like I said, where they're still kind of driving, trying to get back into this one, was a crusher for sure. Shout out to Sis. She said Saints number 87 is on her hit list for sure. Foster Monroe, I want to say it was, that pass went off his hands.
Monroe, yeah.
Monroe, something like, yeah. And so, but yeah, now another tough for the Saints, man, who just can't find it or get it going, man, offensively for sure. That's another team as well, man. I expect some big changes, man. I'm ready to see Dennis Allen get up out of there along with a handful of other coaches, man. So we should have some new blood coming real soon. And then if you're Jacksonville as well, man, Trevor Lawrence goes down at the end of that game as well. I think did he roll his ankle or maybe sprain an ankle or something like that? I believe.
I don't know exactly what he did, but he got nicked up the game before that too. He had the knee brace on.
Exactly, yeah. And then I thought a report came out that said he had nicked or sprained an ankle or something like that toward the end of that game and was putting his status I guess they said they got the bye or something like that, but or the mini bye from the Thursday game. Anyway, like I said, much needed win for the Jaguars team. Definitely a win you want to pick up against the Saints team that, like you said, outside of, I guess, showing in New England, hasn't been able to sustain any type of real offense. So definitely a good win on the road still.
And you know what's crazy about this game, Willie Jack? You know how we start the show off, man. We start to tell everybody to get their picks in and all that. Mm-hmm. Your boy forgot to pick this game.
You ain't pick it?
In the app I didn't. But we picked it on air. But that didn't go in the W column as it should have.
That's a prime example of do what he say and not what he do.
Exactly. You said thank you, Willie Jack. I appreciate you saying that. That's exactly what it is. So
for sure.
We'll get there, man. We'll get there.
For sure.
All right, Willie Jack. We got some Sunday games, man. And the crazy part is we got 6 teams on the bye, man. I think this is the highest amount of byes that we'll have in a week throughout this season. But we got 6 teams on the bye this week, man. A lot of teams out, but we still got some games, man. We still got some good games. Still got some crucial ones and some games that's going to, I'm not gonna say make or break some people's seasons as we kind of move further into the season, but these gonna be some crucial ones, some must wins for some people. I feel like at this point we're gonna be looking back at these games and say, oh man, this is one they could have had, or this one I should have had. Teams are gonna be looking back like that. But let's go ahead and jump into it, Willie Jack. And the first game on the docket I want to talk about, we got the Las Vegas Raiders going to Chicago to take on the Bears. Willie Jack, who you got?
I'm going with the Raiders, man. So this is going to be this for me. It's probably a toilet bowl, man. We got
No, it is.
two.
I had it listed as a toilet bowl on my
I'm about to
list.
say,
It's a toilet bowl.
yeah, definitely a toilet bowl, man. It's two teams that when both starters are playing, neither team is relatively overly impressive anyway. And now we've got two backups starting in this game anyway. I think for the Raiders, it's going to end up being Brian Hoyer. I think they had said. I think last time they let the rookie Aiden O'Connell start, but I thought, unless I'm mistaken, is Brian Hoyer instead getting the start,
So
or is it going to be Aiden O'Connell again?
So there's been it hasn't been solidified just yet, but I've heard like, well, I didn't hear myself, but they're saying that Devontae Adams said some things in his comment to make everybody believe that the Aiden O'Connell was going to be starting again, but I'm not sure. Either way, we're talking about a backup quarterback starting this game under Jimmy Garoppolo.
No, for sure. Now, one thing I will say, if it is Brian Hoyer, now he's been around for, it feels like 30 years, but he's got the definite starter experience for sure. Spent a lot of time with Bill Belichick and those Patriots. He was a long time backup, one of those guys in the room. Matter of fact, him and Jimmy were both in the quarterback room for backing up Tom Brady at one point in their careers as well. So, and especially with the comments came out from Devontae Adams, and I had mentioned this on last week's show as well, that Devontae's targets now they looking a little skimpy. And like I said, even though they had got that win, and then Devontae, sure enough, I want to say I felt like it was the very next day, Chop. He's in the press talking about, hey, look, man, I ain't come out here for 5 targets. and honestly,
essentially, I'm here to be great.
I came out here to be great, man. I'm trying to put up these numbers. Is what
wins
he tried
and
to tell
losses
y'all.
is one thing, but I'm trying to leave a legacy.
Look, exactly. And then they went back and tried to clean it up because it was like, yeah, win be damned. Well, I need to be great. And so now I'm just telling you what. Well, I'm not. Don't blame me for the rain. I'm telling you what the weather was. The boys said, yeah, them wins is cool, but I came here to be great, man. I need gold number jack. I need gold jacket type of numbers. And yeah, man, getting 5 targets in the win ain't gonna do it for me. That's what he said. Period. I don't want to hear nobody else explain how he cares about the Raiders winning games. I'm sure the wins would be nice, but if I got to go 2 catches on 5 targets for 45 yards for us to win, and I don't want to win like that. That's what he said. That's what the man said. And I ain't mad at him for saying
that's what I pretty much heard, Willie Jack. I heard the same thing you heard. I ain't mad at him
for saying it though. Realistically, I'm not mad at him for saying it, bro. And so
because at the end of the day, if you giving him them targets, he's going to help you win. We've seen that numerous of times.
We should. It should help you win for sure. And so yeah, but and then on the other side, man, with Justin Fields being out, rookie Tyler Bagent making his second start there, and so already an offense that relies on some style of spark from Justin Fields getting the ball either to DJ Moore or maybe doing something creative himself. Now you even lose that factor. The running back room's already been in shambles. I'm going to go ahead and take the Raiders on the road, 19-16. Everybody's kicking field goals. I've got 1 touchdown apiece, and everybody else is kicking field goals. And what I anticipate is going to be just an ugly ass game. But hopefully, if Brian Hoyer is starting out, especially now that Devontae's been talking, Brian Hoyer's smart enough to get the ball to the moneymaker. If nothing else, if we lose this game by 2 touchdowns, Devontae gonna have 15 targets today if Brian Hoyer's starting. If he's a smart man.
That's big facts. And I'm going with Las Vegas too, Willie Jack. But I do got him scoring a couple touchdowns in this game. I got Las Vegas putting up 27 in this game, 27-17. It's gonna be a sloppy game, in my opinion. It's gonna be a lot of bad football being played, or in terms of this. But that's part of the reason why I feel like this game is gonna come down to coaching and run game. Okay, which coach can help their backup QB limit mistakes, and the best way to do that is, of course, giving your QB a good run game, open things up to give him more time when he comes back with that play action or just with regular passing plays. Which coach is going to be able to do that? And as of right now, my coach, I got a little bit more confidence than over in Las Vegas than I do with Eberflus, man. So I'm going there. I just trust them more. I think they should be able to run the ball against this lackluster Chicago defense. And then on top of that, Chicago is banged up a lot too on offense. They missing now, and not like these players are like huge difference makers, but they missing a lot. Not only your starting quarterback, but your number 1 and number 2 running back. So you come into this game with Deontay Foreman as the guy that's running the rock. Now he's shown that he's capable of being solid. But I just don't have much trust in this Chicago team, and I think that Las Vegas will have this thing figured out. They'll lean on Josh Jacobs a little bit in this game and come away with this W 27-17.
No, got you. Yeah, it's a lot more points than I'm anticipating, man. But we got the same winner in the end, though. Let's go get it going.
I got you. And Miles in here commented, man. He said the Wi-Fi jumping. So
Hey,
this
yeah.
is what I'm gonna do, Willie Jack. I'm gonna throw this next game to you first, while I try to see if I can get this thing squared away.
No, don't mess it up. It's looking good because I think what was it? Felt like last show when you was little, or maybe.
Oh, he's saying it's jumping like it's popping, like it's cracking.
It's popping today. Yeah. Don't mess it up.
Macaroni Tony, I appreciate you, my dog. Hey,
I was like, man, don't touch nothing.
Don't touch
Let
nothing.
it go. Hey,
don't mess up the church's money. I ain't gonna mess with church.
Exactly. And matter of fact, man, while we got this little break, man, it might be a good time to go
ahead and
some of them members to the building, man. Mom Duke's in the building. She was the first one in today. Appreciate your mama. She said, have a blessed show as always. You know we appreciate you. Sis, Mrs. Boyce in the building for sure as well. So appreciate that. Know you holding us down for sure. Man, sis in the building as well. What's up? What's going on? Man, one of them Bird Gang members in the building today, man. Shout out to our dog Jeff coming through, hollering at your dog, and of course,
from the Himalayas.
Hey, player from the Philadelphia Himalayas. Boy, we appreciate you, big dog. And then last but not least, man, we also got our dog, man, Miles and Mac in this thing, chopping it up with your dogs this morning, man. Appreciate all those members. And I see some more of y'all in here watching as well. Y'all ain't dropping nothing in my chat now. Come on, man, holler at your dog, man. Let's go ahead and get to this next one.
Gotcha. And like, share, and subscribe while y'all in here too. I appreciate you tapping in. Go ahead, share it, man. Get your partner and tell them to holler at us, man. Get them on in here before we get to this.
that boy got a soul glow today, ain't he? Look, he said you see the shea butter on his forehead.
Hey, man. On to this next one. We got the Cleveland Browns going to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Okay, here's my thing with this one.
Mm-hmm.
For Indianapolis, Minshew is coming off a very terrible game. I was going to say his worst game, but I don't know if it was his worst game.
Worst game this season.
Yeah, definitely worst game this season. And now he goes into this and he meets the best defense in the NFL. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. I expect Minshew to have a better game than he had last week, but I think that's still going to be too much to overcome against this. Last game, he was sacked 3 times, threw 3 interceptions last game. And then now you come over here and you got a juiced up Myles Garrett, who just got done giving Trent Williams the business last week. You know what I mean? It to the point where Trent Williams went out and said, "Hey, man, that's a Hall of Famer right over there rushing the pass." He came out and said it, man. But this is where I think that they don't really have too much of a chance, in my opinion, if Cleveland come out and does what they want to do. Okay, Cleveland also gets Deshaun Watson back. Now, the last game we saw Deshaun Watson, it was probably his best game, but that was also the same game that he went out. You know, so we started to see just a little bit of improvement from him from the start of the season to now. So the question for Cleveland is, which Deshaun Watson do we get? You know, do we get that Deshaun Watson that started to improve before he, suffered the injury and had to miss a couple of games, or do we get the Deshaun Watson from the first couple games of the season where he struggles a little bit? If so, that could possibly keep Indianapolis in this game, because Indianapolis defense is not bad at all, and we know Deshaun Watson likes to hold the ball as well. So that could possibly keep them in the game. But at the end of the day, I think Cleveland is going to be a little bit too much for this team. And I think the Cleveland Browns come out and win this game. Sorry, y'all. The Cleveland Browns will be able to win this game 24-13.
Got you. I got you. Cleveland. You said Cleveland 24-13. And honestly, I've got a similar 24-13. I've got a similar score as well. I've got Cleveland winning this game on the road 24-20. I am anticipating that Deshaun Watson is going to finally make his return. Talk around the campfire, whatever you want to call it, is that he's actually been cleared to play, I think this last week for sure, but that he still chose not to play because I guess the shoulder was cleared medically but didn't feel right. And so ends up not playing last week. PJ Walker helps to guide that team to a terrific upset win, I guess, like I said, against a very tough San Francisco team. But now I expect him coming back. Gardner Minshew is coming off the worst game that we've seen him play in recent memory. Now, Indy is at home. And then in that game against the Jaguars, where Minshew performed so poorly, we didn't see the spark that we had seen in the run game led by Zach Moss. Zach Moss came off of 2 monster games going into that Jacksonville game. And then him and JT Money both kind of get themselves shut down. Gardner Minshew throws 3 interceptions. I think he had another fumble as well. So just a horrible game all around. And so I know they're everybody involved is going to be looking to get some get back in this game. You are at home. I do think our dog Miles is on point here, where I do think they lean more or look more to reestablishing that run game. Because I think kind of putting that game on the arm of Gardner Minshew was just bad news bears last week. Like I said, 4 turnovers in that game. And so I do anticipate they'll try to definitely get something going there. And then also now that Zach Moss is kind of lost his I don't want to necessarily say lost his entire mojo, but he's no longer the hot hand. So when JT Money was first coming back and he signed his deal, he came off the club list, he's going to play. Bless you. One of the things I said was like, yeah, we got JT back, 14 mil. But Zach Moss was running like a grown ass man. So I was like, man, you don't stop a hot hand. You know what I mean? Like if Clay's cooking, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if somebody else, like, we not gonna take the ball out of the hot hand's hand. And Zach Moss was that guy. Well, last week came back down to earth. I think 13, 14 carries. I don't know if he got 50 yards. So now maybe this week, and then this is the third week back for Jonathan Taylor as well. So maybe now this is the point in which we see. I don't know if Jonathan Taylor is necessarily going to be reintroduced as the starter in this game. But I think it'd be a perfect time to do so. An ugly loss should reset everything that we just had. And so now let's start fresh, come out the gate. I'm looking to see if JT starts in this one. I do think they make it a real impetus to make sure they get him going. But this is a bad week to do that. Like my dog Chop said, man, Myles Garrett in that Cleveland Browns defense, arguably the number 1 defense in the league. They're going to be extremely stingy on the ground. And so it's still going to be tough sledding either way. All told, I said all that to say I am anticipating Deshaun coming back and making enough plays to get this done. 24-20. Give me Cleveland on the road.
Absolutely, and I think I'm with you there, Willie J. That's a good point. That I think they're gonna have to, especially moving forward, in order for them to have some success in these games or in the future. They're gonna have to really lean on Jonathan Taylor in their run game, and maybe they lean on both of those guys because maybe it's 30 touches a game, 30 to 35 touches a game between those two running backs.
They should
to really lean on those guys and really bring back what was once a good offensive line a couple years ago. So that's something that I think they could or should do. Moving forward.
No, and they have been playing. That line's been playing a lot better this year for sure. I want to say I think their tackle Braden Smith is out this game as well. I think he's the starting right tackle, I believe, but I do believe I saw that he's out. But either way, now Myles Garrett generally lines up on the left side of the across from your left tackle generally, if you're looking at it from the offensive side. So he generally lines up on that left side. So if it's the right tackle, then maybe it won't be as direct of an impact. But also he does move around as well. And so whoever that backup is, I imagine that we'll see Myles Garrett move around and they'll get him some reps against whoever that backup is, wherever he is on the line.
Whoever really he is, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We got Blake Freeland. Blake Freeland's that backup right tackle, man.
He's a rookie too from
BYU.
Like BYU. I was going to say Utah State. Yeah, BYU. Yeah, he was like 6'8", 300 pounds. He was. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, he was actually a good ass athlete. I want to say he ran like a sub 5'7" 40 at 6'8", like 310. He was a good athlete, but just ain't had no weight. He ain't got no weight in his pants though. Little light in the ass was his problem. But yeah, I remember from the scouting. My dog Miles said he's taking those Colts 24-17. No, okay, big dog. I appreciate you. You done already took your eyes off the road. Look, he already took his eyes off the road. You listen here, coming to backdoor you, and now you're going, okay, go ahead, big dog.
Hey, well, Miles, make sure you put that in the group. Make sure you pick that game so I can get that game up on you, brother. So
hey, there we go.
You pick it on there. You know what I'm saying? That's one game up on you, Miles. On to this next one, man. We got Buffalo going to New England to take on the Patriots. Who you got in this game, Willie Jack?
Oh, come on, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Big Josh, man. Big Josh, this is damn near, this is a JV scrimmage, man. This is the JV scrimmage. JV team gets to come up and play against the varsity team to just see where they stack up, and it ain't gonna be good, man. I'm going a lot to a little. That means 30-10. I tell you every week, man, 30-10 could be 35-5. It could be 40-0, but it's gonna be a lot to a little. Give me Buffalo to handle their business, man. Little brother is definitely man, they got their round with Big Brother, and that's the new sheriff in town. Don't expect much to change here. I'm going 30-10. I'm looking for Big Josh to have a good day, picking the wings off the fly that is New England, man. I think ever since New England embarrassed them like that, where they threw 3 passes in that hurricane weather, and still got that dub. Ever since then,
it was snow, but either way, I know what you mean.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, but ever since that game, I think Big Josh to put his foot squarely and Bills them ass, man. So I look for Josh and them to have themselves a day again. 30-10 Buffalo. I'm saying, remember, like the next game after that, Big Josh put up like 50 on them boys. And
he threw 5 touchdowns and they didn't punt in the entire game.
Exactly. Yeah. Ever since then, he been taking that real personal. So yeah, go ahead, Big Josh will get himself one on the road today in New England.
Hey, and look, Willie Jack, it's crazy because in my notes, I got a question for you too before I wrap this up. But I also was thinking about, like, ain't it crazy how now we're starting to give the New England Patriots the treatment that we've been giving, different teams over the years, like just terrible teams. Like, thinking about how the way we talked about Washington over the past few years, Browns before they've really got good, like some of those teams, the Patriots, after all these years, after so many years of greatness, are now getting that treatment. And coming into the season, it was like, all right, I think they still gonna be competitive. Bills gonna have them together. But now we're to the point where, this just is a bad football team. And it's only so much that a coach can do with a bad football team. And I also think that, and I mentioned this a little bit before, I think his time may be a little past him in terms of his philosophy and what he's trying to do. Maybe if he had a few more players, or maybe if he had a Tom Brady, of course, it'll look a little bit better. But things are changing. Things are changing, and it's just crazy that we now starting to talk about the Patriots in that way. But in terms of the game, man, I think, like you said, Buffalo takes care of business. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. Patriots just don't have it, man. And the Bills are also, like, in a weird way, even though they won last week, are looking to bounce back this week.
Exactly.
They were scoreless through 3/4 of the game last week against the New York Giants. And I know that they're looking at that and saying, oh, no, we got to come out and put a better performance than that. And they only end up with 14 points and win this game. But I know they coming into this game like, nah, we're a lot better team than this. I know they were disappointed in themselves, and they want to put a better showing together for sure in this particular game. So I got the Bills putting up a few points in this one. I got them winning this one 30-16. But here's my question for you, Willie Jack. Here's my question for you. I know we talked about this earlier, but it's starting to look a little bit worse each and every week, man. Do we see is Bill in jeopardy of getting fired? Now, don't get me wrong.
I got you.
Regardless of how they do it, whether they make it look clean or make it look like he resigned or all of that, it's gonna be a firing, because at the end of the day, we know why Bill will be leaving. It's because it's just time for a change. Do you see that happening at the end of this season?
Well, honestly, this is why I'm going to say no. And because I think they've already got a very established scapegoat. Mac Jones has looked just damn awful. And now it's not squarely on just the shoulders of Mac Jones, because they didn't do him any favors with the offense they put around him.
Absolutely.
They didn't do him any favors. They didn't do him any favors with not hiring an offensive coordinator last year. You know what I mean? And so now this year they do have a legitimate offensive coordinator, Billy O'Brien is back. But even still, kind of like we said, man, it's just hard to take a pile of mud and tell me you're gonna make a sugar pie. It's just only so much you can do. You can dress up as many pigs as you want to. Don't none of them turn to, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Lipstick on a pig don't change what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of that going on. But I still have a hard time imagining. Nah, man, 6 championships. You got to get that, man. I think if anything, next year maybe him and Kraft have a talk after this year. Like, look here, man. I know what you did here. I'm gonna give you one more. Go. They're gonna let him try to fix it. Next, they're definitely gonna be a lot of sweeping changes here. They're getting a quarterback. There's gonna be a new quarterback in that building next year. And maybe, I don't know if it's gonna be draft, or maybe honestly, maybe they're gonna be a player in the free agent market. This is definitely shaping up to be Kirk Cousins last season with Minnesota. That's the type of move I can see Bill going to get, because going to get a rookie, Bill doesn't have 3 more years of coaching to try to develop that guy and get back to a winner. So I think he's going to be looking to get a veteran guy. Kirk Cousins is going to be on the move. His temperament, I think that's the obvious move for me. If you put me on the spot right now, I would say Kirk Cousins is going to be in New England last year and give Bill really one more chance to kind of go out more so on his shield than kind of getting carried out the back like it looks like he is right now.
Gotcha, man. I don't know, Willie Jack. I'm starting to feel like, because last year they were 8-9, but it wasn't a pretty 8-9. It wasn't like all right, we got hope 8-9. To me, it was more so like all right, we hung on to 8-9, and then now this year to come back to this, what we're seeing now, to just bad football. It just looks I don't know, man. It's a little different, and like I said, I don't think they the way it comes out in the news as I don't think it comes out as a firing. I think it just more so comes out as
I mean, it arose by any name. If Bill is gone, we would anticipate. We can call it. They
we
can call
know
it what
what's
they want
going on.
to.
We know
Yeah,
what we know what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah, they can call it what they want to, but we would know what was going on.
Absolutely. All right, Willie Jack. Let's keep on pushing, man. Let's go to the next game, a divisional matchup. We got the Washington Commanders, man. Magic Johnson, them team going to New York to take.
Did you give me a score? Did you give me a score in that Buffalo Patriots game?
I think I did. Well, I'm gonna run it back to you. Buffalo win this one 30-16. Yeah, I gave it to you 30-16.
There you go.
All right. But anyway, yeah. Washington go to New York to take on the Giants, man. And I am going New York, man. I'm going New York in this game. All right. So this is one of those tricky divisional matchups. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing this. Neither team is like that much better than the next. This is not Philly versus New York. You know what I'm saying? This is not San Francisco versus Arizona in that divisional type of matchup. These are teams that I don't feel like are that too far apart. You know what I mean? Now I think one team is better, but that's why these matchups are tricky when it comes to the division matchups. Because if you're not that far apart, anything can happen. And anything can happen in any general time. You know, we know how the NFL works. I'm not gonna get into that. Okay. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, though. The Giants are probably starting this game again with Tyrod Taylor. I read a report that it's a long shot for Daniel Jones to be able to start today.
That's interesting. Okay.
So that's how I'm operating. I'm operating under that assumption, Willie Jack. So you don't. I'm operating under that assumption.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna check Bleacher Report while you do that. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I'm thinking Tyrod Taylor gets to start in this game. Okay. Now we know Tyrod Taylor. He plays a different style of quarterback than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is more of the quarterback that leaves a little bit more of his legs, a little bit more of his athletic ability and all those different things. Where Tyrod Taylor, he likes to be more of a pocket passer. A little bit more than what Daniel Jones is. This means to me that I think they're going to lean a little bit more on Saquon in this particular game. I expect anywhere from 20 to 25 touches, okay? And as good as their depth is on Washington's D-line, they're 22nd against the run, okay, in terms of yards given up per game, and that's probably – and that's the reason why I have Saquon having a pretty decent day. Now, he's not my performer of the week, but this is one of those. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those. Okay. Why are we dropping it to you? I think Saquon has a day in this particular game, and I think that he is going to be the reason why the New York Giants team can come away with this W and a close one. I don't think they're going to run away with it. It's not going to be that deciding. They're going to go back and forth. There may be a few different lead changes in this game, but I got Saquon getting 130 yards, maybe 130 yards on the ground, maybe 50 receiving. So. Yeah, but maybe about 180 yards, man. 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. That could very well qualify as a performer of the week, but I got something else for y'all.
I'm about to say, goddamn, man, you gave the boy almost 200. Man, first off, why you leave him on third base, Chop? Let him come home. He too close to 200 yards, man. He too close to 200 yards, Chop. Why you gonna strand the man on third, man? You a baseball guy.
Because he needed it. He needed extra 20.
Him on third?
To score the game-winning touchdown, Willie, all he needed was 15 yards. He didn't need it the whole 40. You know what I'm saying? You can't gain yards that ain't there to get. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? He was on the 15-yard line when he scored. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't get to him. So, yeah, man, 182 tubs. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is also a game that – now, this is, to me, a must-win for the New York Giants. All the hype they got last year, all the talk going into the offseason about what they brought in, all the money that they spent in all these different directions. It's a spotlight. It's a specific spotlight on this team. Now, don't get me wrong. Nobody expected this team to be a legit Super Bowl contender, but we expected them to, with the moves that they made, you gotta have something to show for that. And that best believe that owner and the general manager that's sitting up there watching this saying, all right, come on, man. We got to put something together. We got to put something together. So this is a must win for them. And I think in a divisional matchup, they can come away and try to pull this one off. Washington has also been up and down, but the Giants defense, I think, will force a couple of key turnovers to help them win this game, man. So give me the Giants 24-23, man. Close game. They're going to fight it out. Giants 24-23 and a win.
Okay, and I ain't mad at you, man. Now, I'm not going to lie. So Bleacher Report just list Daniel Jones as questionable, like not doubtful, but questionable. But then I just found an article on CBS Sports, and they say kind of like you said, they say this he was practicing limited, but they consider a long shot that he actually suits up. And so I don't like the inconsistency, because if you tell me it's Tyrod, I want to go to Giants. If you tell me it's Daniel Jones, I want to go to Washington.
And you know how we work on this show, Willie Jack. Ain't no in between. You got to make a pick, baby.
I'm going with Tyrod, man. I'm going with Tyrod.
Come on
I'm
home,
gonna trust my
then.
dog.
Come
My
on
dog
home,
said
then,
it's
dog.
a long shot for Daniel Jones to suit up, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with Tyrod. Tyrod, outside of that, I mean, like I said, it wasn't perfect ball, but honestly, I definitely felt that it was a much improved just flow of offense with Tyrod than I've seen from Daniel Jones, and it was against a quality Buffalo Bills defense who still played damn good ball. I mean, that was a 14-9 game victory or whatever the final score or something to that effect.
14-9.
And then honestly, if not for the mistake Tyrod makes in clock management right before half, then like I said, they probably win that game. They get 3 points there, and then now at the end of the game, instead of getting that no call on Darren Waller, which should have got you a shot to get 4 more shots at a touchdown anyway. Well, now you're kicking a field goal and you win that game 15-14. You know what I mean? So I'll take Tyrod in this one, and I'm going to go 20-17. The thing about Washington, that offense definitely has it does flash a lot of potential at times, but it is a little inconsistent. The offensive line of protection for Sam Howell has been up and down as well. Now he's athletic enough; he can get out the pocket, he can make some things happen, but that offensive line is inconsistent. And then the biggest thing for me is, well, that Washington defense, man, that secondary is horrendous. They haven't stopped anybody yet. DJ Moore is somewhere still running around the back of the end zone, man. DJ Moore is still running naked in the back of the end zone right now. Right now,
he open.
They ain't covered him yet.
He open.
They ain't covered him yet. And then honestly, for all the money they got on that front line, they got 4 real horses up front, man, and they just don't get enough pressure. Like that should be today's steel curtain. Like we read the names and those guys, all of them are getting a bag or about to get a bag, and they're just not they're just not as dominant a unit as they should be for whatever the cause is. And this is even with a very weak Giants offensive line. A Giants offensive line that's averaging about 7 sacks a game when Daniel Jones is lining up back there. People are teeing off is ridiculous. But even still, Washington just, with the names that they got up front, they still haven't been a team that really gets home. And so also with the Giants being at home in this game as well, divisional matchup, they had a very tough game last week against a very talented Buffalo Bills team. That defense with Wink Martindale, maybe they finally kind of got some things going here now. They've been playing very well themselves. And so, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go Tyrod's New York Giants to get this dub, a very ugly one, 20-17.
Gotcha. All right, Willie J. Do we have any comments or anything, Willie J, you want to touch on? I just want to make sure. I'm not looking at the comments, so if you ever see it, just stop me, bro. Just stop me.
I'm I will. If somebody's got to talk or a thought or a score on this game for sure, you already know, man. Drop it in the chat, man. So I'll shout you out for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Willie Jack, I'm going to move on to this next one, man. This next game, we got Atlanta going to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. And I'll jump into this one first, Willie Jack. First and foremost, both teams have been up and down. All right, both teams have been up and down. Well, yeah, you're right. Both teams, I would say up and down. Atlanta, I think it has been more held back by their QB play. Okay, and it's crazy that I have to say this because Baker Mayfield is a quarterback on the other side, and we already know how I feel about that. I ain't gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? My dog calls him Big Bake, but sometimes Willie be hung over on these shows, but I ain't gonna get into all that. But Atlanta, here's the thing, man. Like I said, they're held back mainly by their QB play. He's tied for 4th in total interceptions on the year. He got the 6th most sacks as far as the QB in the NFL right now. And he's making a lot of terrible decisions, and that's part of the reason why I can't trust him in this particular game. Now, the good thing is they're starting to get Drake London going. So he's finally starting to get with him. And over the last 3 games, he's increased receptions, yards, and just his overall production. So Drake London is starting to get going, and Ritter is at least finding him and getting him the ball. So maybe that can be a part of their offense that can really help ignite them. I know we've been wanting to see more Bijan week in and week out too. So of course that's going to help, but they have some pieces in place, man. We just not seeing them all utilized, and I don't trust them to be utilized in this particular this situation. Okay. Now I do expect Baker to bounce back for whatever that's worth. Okay. Him and Evans, I think they rekindled that little flame that they started towards the beginning of the season. When Mike Evans started off a little hot, and then maybe they can finally get the run game going. But here's the other part to that, Willie Jack. You probably didn't know this. I looked at the total yards given up per game. You know what I'm saying, in terms of like defenses and stuff like that. The Falcons are number 4, man. The Falcons are number 4. They are very, very stingy. They not giving up much on the defensive end. And a lot of people probably look at the Falcons like, they've not really been a good defensive team. No, they've been very good this year. So for me, that points even more towards the QB and what he's able to do. And honestly, I want to know when people are going to start questioning Arthur Smith some more. Because I think he deserves a lot more. He deserves more questioning in terms of just how this team is operating, the way that they're using some of their playmakers on offense. Like, I want to see a little bit more of this, or figure out some ways where we can do a little bit more with some of the great talent that you guys have, because everybody knows and we can see this team does not lack talent at all. So I want to see if people start questioning Arthur Smith as we kind of continue to go along this. But all in all, I got Tampa Bay in this game. I think it's going to be a little bit tricky in terms of how this plays out. It's just another divisional matchup. But yeah, give me Tampa Bay in this game. And I got 19-13. You had that 19-13 score and earlier, and I think you had 19-13 in the first game. I'm going 19-13 in this game, man. Give me Tampa Bay over Atlanta.
Gotcha. And then I'm also taking Tampa Bay at the crib, man. Big Bake, man. Big Bake is ready to bounce back. He didn't play his best game last week against the Lions, and so but other than that, I think he's definitely played above the line ball, like I said. And so he had been relatively clean outside of, I think, last game, and I think they do look to get back on track at home against what is a stingy Atlanta defense. Now, the only thing is, I was gonna say they have been playing pretty well. I know they had the bad showing against the Texans, that Texas game against CJ Stroud. And I want to say they maybe I think what it is they've played pretty good, but then like they got lit up by somebody. I'm trying to think who. They lost that Texas game, but that was a close game. But I thought they actually got lit up by somebody. But
you're talking about Atlanta, right?
Yeah, talking about Atlanta's defense. That's what I'm trying to think off the top of my head. But anywho, but like I said, it is a pretty stingy group. Shout out to Calais Campbell, matter of fact, man. He just had his 100th sack, career sack, I want to say, last week. I think I saw that in the news. And so he joins that 100 sack club, which is a big deal for pass rushers and guys that get after the quarterback. And so congratulations, kudos there. Bud Dupree had a good showing last week as well. I want to say he had like a sack and a half or maybe 2 sacks in that game. And so Jesse Bates is still playing like Jesse Bates might be playing the best safety play in the league right now. I mean, so he's playing extremely well. So they definitely got a lot of nice new faces on that Falcons defense for sure. What you gonna say?
I just saw something very interesting, Willie Jack. So you just said somebody lit him up, right? And I think the game we probably remember is the Green Bay game where Green Bay was down. What was it, 18-0 or something like that? I think that was
that Atlanta?
I don't know.
That gave up 20 points in the fourth quarter. No, I thought that was Green Bay against the Raiders.
Maybe it could be. You might be right with that one. But anyway, when they played Green Bay, that was the most points they've given up all season was 25. Okay. They've been pretty solid in terms of what they're allowing. This is crazy, Willie Jack. Listen to this, dog. In every single game they've played this year, the Atlanta Falcons, they had the highest passing yards. Ritter has led that game in passing yards, and they've also had the leading rusher in that game. In every game they've played, they've had the leading rusher, and Ritter has led the game in passing. That's crazy to me. And then on top of that, in 5 out of 6 of those games, they've had the leading receiver.
Hey, that's wild. That's a wild stat, especially as ugly as it started for Desmond Ritter to start this season. No, you know what? No, they had a win in that Texans game, and that's the game that Desmond Ritter had his best career game. I got that part wrong. I had to think about it. But no, it's crazy that you say that because it feels like Desmond Ritter was doing his best Marcus Mariota impression, going 8 for 17 for 112 yards over the course of a whole game, and then or at least that's how I was feeling because we thought they had lost a couple close games where they just couldn't do anything to keep defenses honest, and then he shows up and throws 300 yards.
To me,
that's crazy.
To me, that screams that they can't get it together in terms of mistakes. This just says mistakes all day long. All this means to me is interceptions, turnovers, fumbles, missed opportunities. Like, that is crazy to me.
No, that's a wild. No, that's a wild stat.
I just saw the stat when you mentioned it, bro.
You all good. That's a wild stat though, because it hasn't, because outside of these last couple of weeks where Desmond Ridder's actually kind of putting up some relatively decent yardage, it had been ugly. And so in some of those games where they still were the leaders statistically, then that's another kudos for that defense then, because Desmond Ridder's has more than a few ugly days. But I'm going Big Bake and Tampa Bay to get back on track. They're at home. I'm going 24-20. I do think it's going to be a competitive game. And like I said, namely on the strength of that Falcons defense for sure. This Tampa Bay defense as well, they're playing decent ball this year. Like I said, not shut down at all, but they are playing competent defensive football for sure. Levante Davis still over doing his thing. I think Vita Vea is a little banged up, but Todd Bowles has that defense playing pretty solid themselves. And outside of just I don't see the Falcons playmakers just exploding or dominating this game. Like, Bijan's an electric talent, but we haven't seen him just go buck wild crazy just yet. So he's still finding a way to give us all that excitement and electricity on like 13 carries for 50 yards. But then one of them is just a highlight play though. You know what I mean? Or 6 catches for 48 yards. But one of them was like, gosh dang, boy. You know what I mean? It was Sports Center top 5. You know what I mean? So, but it still has been in pretty compact doses as far as yardage goes. And so I'm still gonna take Tampa Bay and Big Bake to get this one done, man. 24-20. Like I said, I think you hit it on the head. I think him and Mike Evans are kind of due to kind of get back on track and get themselves rolling again. And I think being at home after a tough loss, I want to say last week anyway, a good bounce back opportunity for them.
Absolutely. All right, Willie Jack. Well, I think it's about time we take a little bit of a break, man. We got to take a little bit of a break. Of course, you know what, Willie Jack got a message for y'all, so y'all stay tuned to his message on the other side of the show, man. We still got some more stuff for y'all, man. Of course, we got one of the spiciest games. You see the jerseys, you know what I'm saying, coming up on the other side. We also still have yet to get to the games of the week, the performers of the week. And I'm pretty sure we got a little bit more of this coming on the other side.
Come on now.
Right? I'm pretty sure we still got a little bit more of that, man. So, hey, y'all stay right there. Y'all don't leave. We'll be right back.
This episode of Let the Film Speak, hosted by the wonderfully handsome and intelligent brothers of Let the Film Speak. That's Chop and your main man, Willie Jack. Yeah, feel me. Also brought to you by the 3 Amigos. Y'all know them and you love them, man. That's the 3 Amigos. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe. That's 3 the hard way. That's the 3-piece spicy. You cannot go wrong. Now, I say the same thing every week, so y'all can say it at home with me. I know y'all ready for it. Here we go. It's 3 Amigos, but it's 4 parts to this process, big dog. First, you just got tapped in. Like my dog said, man, come in, tap in. Just say what's up, man. Just holler. Hey, what's up, 3 Amigos, man? Like, share, subscribe. Hey, Chop, man. Willie, man, what's going on, man? It's cool. I sit on the couch. For sure. Y'all got something cold to drink? Oh, man, my man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, man, I'm a Broncos fan. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's easy. And Chop, come in, sit down, get comfortable. Get a cool adult beverage and let us know who you ride with, big dog. Then tell a friend. Like, man, that's a nice feeling here, ain't it? Man, it's cool, man. My homeboy was out. He was down. Man, it's cool. I can tell a friend. Tell a friend, man. And you know what? Even better than that, you can tell your friend to tell a friend. Guess what? There's more. You can tell your friend to bring his partner to. Bring one more because we need 4, man. Bring them up into the penthouse. Tapping with your dogs, man. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. You know we don't wear no watches. We ain't got nowhere else to be but in here kicking football flavor with the fam. And now back to the regularly scheduled program.
All right, man. Let's get spicy in here, man. All right, it's time. We done warmed y'all up. We done got y'all going a little bit with the first half of the show. Now I think it's time to get a little bit spicy, man. We got some games coming up. You know what I'm saying, that we need to talk about. In this first one, I just feel like we need to go and get this off our chest, Willie Jack. We got Pittsburgh Steelers going to LA to take on the Rams. And let's get this out the way, man. I know who you got. You know who I got. So let's just jump into it, man. Let's talk about this game. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no questions asked. It is what it is, Willie Jack. You know what I'm saying? You my partner. You my partner in crime. You know what I mean? You my partner in crime. But for this game right here, man, you know what I'm saying? Don't talk to me. I don't want to see. Hey, we beefing for this game. I'm just gonna tell you that right here, Willie Jack. We beefing for this game. So talk to me, Willie Jack. Tell me why the Pittsburgh Steelers are gonna come away with the W in this game.
Man, well, I've got just 3 words for you. I don't have anything grand or elaborate. You know what I mean? There's no secret to the sauce. TJ Watt gonna win me this game, Chop. All right. Now, not full-fledged player of the week, but TJ's got to have a day, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Our secondary couldn't stop a fly going through wet toilet paper. And you got two very talented receivers out there. You got your boy Pikachu. You got Cooper Kupp back in action as well. Both those guys worry me because I've got my niece and nephew playing corner for me right now. So that's problematic. That's a problem right there. Good news for me is your dog Kyron Williams is out. He's been a touchdown magnet, touchdown machine. I'd have heard 6 options that y'all can have starting at running back. So that bodes well for me there. But I'm looking for TJ, man. I need one of them days, man. 2 sacks and 1 turnover forced. 2 sacks and 1 turnover forced. I think maybe that's kind of been our recipe. That's kind of been our recipe for victory all year long anyway. If TJ gets home and we cause a turnover, those are the games generally we've won. We've won 3 games. We had to win all 3 of them like that. If TJ doesn't get home or we don't get a turnover, then those are our 2 losses. And so that's going to be it for me. Like I said, the offensive line, which I thought was going to be a weaker point for you guys. It has been in certain games. That Cincinnati game gives me hope because Trey Hendrickson, namely him, but a lot of the guys on that defensive line, they were able to make life hell for Matt Stafford in that game, as I'm sure you'll remember. And so Matt's been throwing the ball pretty well this year, but man, no, those legs are still the legs of a 35-year-old man. And so if we can get after him and make him uncomfortable, then I think we can really make that a very slow and ugly game, like we like it. You know what I mean? And then also on my offensive side, we getting Deontay Johnson back. Now our offense has been terrible. It's been terrible for sure, but we have been without Deontay Johnson. And so now while we do have the young guy, George Pickens, he's electric. We like to get the ball to him up the field. One-on-one coverage means he's wide open naked. You know what I mean? So that's how we look at him. But now we get DJ back. Like Chop likes to say, man, DJ's our man beater. And he's the guy that really, like our offense, as bad as it's looked, we just don't have that glue guy that just kind of unstick the chains, to keep our chains moving. The guy that just, we know he's open. On 3rd and 8, we know Deontay Johnson's open because you just can't guard him one-on-one. And so he's that style of route runner. And so that's a critical piece that we're getting back. So hopefully we can get that going with him. But like I said, man, I'm mainly looking for TJ in that defense. Alex Highsmith as well. Like I said, you're weaker on the outside at your tackle positions for sure, which bodes well for my edge rushers. Now, here's the thing about y'all as well. You really owe me one because we sit there and gave y'all Kevin Dotson at guard, and now this guy has the nerve to be PFF's top-rated guard in the NFL through 7 weeks. Like he wasn't sitting there trying to get my quarterback killed. We let him. He got Kenny concussed last year. Yeah.
You know what that sound like to me? That sound like coaching to me. That sound like Sean McVay top 10 to me. That's all. Go ahead. My fault. You still talking.
He reestablished it. He reestablished it. So he back in the top 10. Now your boy Matt LaFleur, I don't know where he at, but it's all good. But no, Kevin Dotson is balling for y'all. #1 rated guard via PFF. Came off my damn Steelers. And then Akello Witherspoon had a big interception on a poorly thrown pass up that right sideline. Whoever that was that the Eagles guy? Whoever it was, but had himself an interception. Another guy we let go because he was injured and got himself honey roasted against them same Eagles when AJ Brown went for like 4 touchdowns against us. 2 of them was on the killer with us. Whatever it was bad news bears. But yeah, both those guys get to sunny LA, and now they want to play like they got some sense. It's making me upset talking about it. But all that said, my Steelers going to LA, getting this dub, man, 20-17, Chop. And I'm gonna tell you another thing too. Don't be surprised if in this game, man, you start to forget we in LA. The one thing about Steeler Nation, baby, we travel. Oh, we gonna be out there now. We gonna be out there. You're gonna see some towels in effect for sure. And so my dogs will be in the building, making it loud and making it uncomfortable. And so as long as we keep this game from getting out of hand, let the defense do what they got to do, we're gonna get this dub, man. 20-17.
Gotcha, Willie Jack. All right, well, let me plead my case. You know what I'm saying? Let me talk to you about why the Los Angeles Rams is going to come away with the victory in this game, okay? And let me get the score out the way because just put the score out there, 24-7. No, 24-20. I give y'all an extra 3. 24-20. Let's get the score out the way so you had it. Get that out the way, write it down. Now I got your attention.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? You with me? I need your antennas. I don't need you to be writing down scores while I'm talking to you and telling you this.
Yeah, don't worry. Right? I listen when you say something. You ain't had nothing to say yet.
You ain't had nothing to say yet. Okay. No, honestly though, Willie Jack, you brought up some of the key areas in this game that I'm gonna be looking at too. And I'm gonna try to go in order as far as what you went. You talked about TJ Watt first, and that's one of the things I feel like y'all can beat us there. Y'all can beat us there if TJ Watt is able to get it going. If that pass rush in general was able to get it going, even if it's not TJ Watt, even if it's Highsmith. I think those guys are capable of wrecking this game if Sean McVay doesn't have his head on straight today and do what he's supposed to do or do what we've been doing. The key for us in that particular situation is running the ball. I don't care who's back there running back. I don't care if Kyron Williams. I don't care if it's Royce Freeman. I don't care if it's Darrell Henderson. And it looks, and to answer that question too, I think Royce Freeman and Darrell Henderson are going to be the guys who are going to lead that backfield today. And our other guy, I think it's
Ain't nobody.
Zach Evans. Zach Evans, he's going to be the third string guy in this particular game. But either way, like you said, it doesn't matter. I want them to just run the ball. Keep that defense honest. Okay, you still without your big guy in the middle. So let's test it. Let's see if these guys can really stop the run. Let's run behind that guard that you guys used to have. So let them have a little bit of a revenge.
Real quick, listen, Lord, I don't come to you often, but from Chop's lips to your ears, please let the Rams come out here and try to get 30 rushing attempts with a damn Zach Evans, Darrell Henderson, and whoever else. Please let them try to run the ball today, Lord. All right, now go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and finish.
And see, the thing is, I don't need 30 rushing attempts. I don't need us to run the ball to try to win this game running the ball. What I need is pressure off of Matthew Stafford. Whenever we've gotten positions this year to where the defense knows what we're going to do, our backs are against the wall and we have to pass, that's when our pass protection breaks down because the defenses know what's going on. They got a head start and it's like, all right, we coming. We got our ears pinned back. And Lord knows we do not need TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith with their ears pinned back trying to rush Matthew Stafford because he can't get out of there and he can't make things happen. You know what I'm saying? So that is my key there in terms of our offense and us for us to be successful, for us to even have a chance to attack that defense, the defensive backs of the Steelers, is to first keep Matthew Stafford up.
Okay.
Let's let the first thing be the first thing. Okay. And if we can do that, I think we'll be all right in terms of our offense and be able to put up some points. Now, flip the script. Let's talk about y'all offense. Now, you did bring up Deontay Johnson, and that was a great point. That's another part of another threat that I think the Rams should focus on because, like you said, he is your man beater. Before Deontay Johnson came back, y'all really had nobody that can really separate create separation from coverage. Pat Freiermuth is out. I think he'll be injured this game, but even when he's in, he's not the type of tight end that really create that much separation. George Pickens, we talk about him. He's not really a separation guy. He's a big body receiver that can go up and get it. And if you play zone, he'll find those zones. But Deontay Johnson, regardless of the coverage, can either find the zone or make easier throws for Kenny Pickett. I think he's going to be the key in helping Kenny Pickett become just a better quarterback through as the season goes along because now he has the guy that he can truly rely on to really get open and not try to put the ball in certain spots. Because that's one thing about a big receiver. One, you can put it up, but when you're throwing the back shoulder ball,
those are still contested catches. I mean, those are still contested catches. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, and there's certain spots that you have to put that in order for those to work. You have to have a certain level of rapport with your receivers as you're doing that. So, Deontay Johnson, I think, is going to help, just help that offense in general, so we'll see how that works. And also we'll see how your run game works. Hopefully they stick to Najee Harris. Najee Harris. If y'all gonna run anybody, you asking God, I'm asking God for y'all to run Najee Harris. Please run Najee Harris and not Jaylen Warren, because I think that's what we don't want. Okay, that's what we don't want.
And
for
you
y'all
know what? And you've been saying this for a few weeks.
You've
been saying this for a few weeks. I think this is the first game they finally free your dog Jaylen Warren, because there's the talk around the town has been that Jaylen may make the start this game. His first start may come today against you guys because, like I said, he's just been the guy that's just had the kind of the juice. And so I don't know if he'll officially start, but I think in Steelers talk is Jaylen Warren's due to get the majority of the touches in this game. And so. Man, yeah, whatever it takes, man. And we ain't even. And I know we both kind of forgot about him because he ain't really the same guy. Aaron Donald is in this game as well. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I thought I left him alone. I thought you was gonna mention his name, but you forgot about him as well. I know it's hard. You know what I'm saying? He's getting overshadowed by the best defensive player in football, name of TJ Watt, number 90. I don't know if y'all seen it, but yeah, you know, so it's easy to get overshadowed.
Let me know.
But no, this is a day that man, as bad as my offensive line is, boy, he could definitely wreck this game. Up and down the line. Pick where he wants to go. You know
what, Willie Jack? First and foremost, what's understood don't need to be said. Okay, you know what I'm saying? What's understood don't need to be said. You know what I'm saying? When you've been in a relationship, you know what I'm saying, for 10, 15 years, man, you know what I'm saying, and it's time for you to make that Facebook post because it's your baby's birthday. You know what I'm saying? You got to put your Facebook post out there. Your post ain't long no more. They don't need to be. We've been together 15 years. Your post ain't gotta go. I tell you this every day, baby. You know what I'm saying?
You better slow down because I done read Shauna's 3-paragraph Facebook post, 12 picture attachments, and 3 videos.
Some people just they like using words.
Go ahead, pull out of there.
I like how you do that. I like how you do that.
I didn't want to do that to yourself.
Okay, you got that one. One point for you. 1 point for you. You got that one. But my thing with that is I'm also glad that this you get us because I know for one thing you definitely ain't missing a snap.
Oh yeah, no,
okay.
Sure. Yeah.
And I've been hearing all this talk, you know what I'm saying, from you about Aaron Donald and this. You gonna get him live and full effect today, baby. You gonna see him on every single down. You gonna see what I'm talking about. That boy still out there doing his thing. Just so you gonna see it firsthand today, baby. Kenny Pickett got a long day coming.
Yeah.
But anyway,
no, that's I ain't gonna argue with you.
Let me get to my performer of the week. Let me get to my performer.
Oh, okay.
Can y'all see that? Let me get a little bit closer for y'all.
I can't even. What's to say?
You see that? That's Cooper Kupp. That's Cooper.
That's it.
My performer of the week this week, man, is Cooper Kupp coming up big against the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, to go ahead and win this game because I trust Sean McVay. Because I trust Sean McVay to keep their defensive line honest, you know what I'm saying, and not let them pin their ears back. That's gonna open up a lot for my dog Cooper Kupp, man. Expect Cooper Kupp to have a big day, 10 receptions, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, and also this just a sprinkle though. This is a sprinkle. Your boy, who you call him, he also gonna have 7 receptions in this game for 96 yards as well, man. So y'all tune in, y'all watch the boys. 7 for 96, a touchdown. Cooper Kupp gonna have the other 2. Final score, we winning this one, man.
24-20.
I gave you the score. 24-20. Final score of this game. We come away with the W, man. Cooper Kupp is my performer of the week.
Right now, man. If you now, all right, look, here's this, man. Before we go ahead and get up out of here, we'll go ahead and go to the next game. How you feel about a little side bet, child? You know what I'm saying? How you feel about let's take it back a little bit, man. How you feel about let's call it 20. How you feel about 20 on-call push-ups for more sacks in this play, TJ or Aaron Donald? Both of Aaron Donald got the softer challenge now. My offensive line ain't too tough now. It's single ply toilet paper.
See, here's how this goes. I'm gonna bet you because I'm real. I'm gonna bet you. That's without a question. Let's get that out the way. But I want y'all to hear this too because Aaron Donald is an interior tackle. Okay, Aaron Donald is an interior tackle. He got me betting TJ Watt, who's rushing the passer. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the time from the outside. It's a bet. It's a bet.
And why you trying to put all these caveats on your bet? Like, why you already trying to make excuses for your boy AD, man? Like, hey, man, you know, man, AD, man, you know, that's my dog, but he don't really shoot that accurate from the free throw line, man. But he just, man, why you just let his game do the talking, man? Don't tell me that he can't do layups with his left hand. Just let the boy play, man. That's all. Just let the boy play.
That's just like telling me, bruh, I bet you in this game, Shaq. I bet you Steph Curry hit more threes than Shaq. Shaq don't play out there. He don't play out there to even shoot. Even if he could shoot. Matter of fact, but better name Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic don't play out there as much as Steph Curry. So he ain't gonna even get them. Don't worry about it. Bet it's a bet. Bet good. Aaron Donald gonna have you now because you said that. Aaron Donald finna go crazy. You talk.
I said,
hey, I'm gonna send this part.
I'm looking for TJ to give me 2, man.
AD
got 2 in him, man. He might, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm talking. My offensive line ain't tough at all. I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It sounds like you want to pick the Rams. It sounds like you want to pick the Rams.
Yeah,
bro. That's what it sounds
like. Yeah, no, not at all. I ain't that crazy. But yeah, man. Now we got a couple comments, man. Our dog Jeff in the building, man. He just reminding you they had Aaron Donald outside the club looking in. I'm not gonna lie, boy. I wish I had that offensive lineman. I wish I had that O-line. I tell you that right now. Landon Dixon and Jason Kelsey, yeah, man, they the real deal for sure. He said you definitely wasn't gonna bet him, but yeah, man. But now this I'm excited to see this one, man. I'm excited to see this one for sure.
I wish we can play back the full game film of that, man.
Hey, he did pull up the script. Hey, but AD Hills was on the -4 yard line from the line of scrimmage. Now I was like, wait a minute now. And if you a defensive line, matter of fact, my dog Tom in here, Tom will tell him. Tom had this problem as well. If you a defensive lineman and you can see your own bench, you did something wrong, boy. You didn't open up the lane. If you can see your own bench,
Tom had that wrong as defensive lineman. Tom had that problem. Tom had that problem.
Yeah, Tom waving at me on the side. Like Tom waving at me. Like Tom, man, the line of scrimmage is that way. What you doing looking at me? Yeah.
Hey, cut my dog Tom some slack, man. Cut Tom some slack.
For sure.
On to the next one. Let's get on about her, Willie Jack. We got a divisional matchup. We got Arizona going to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Willie Jack.
Man, I'm going Big Gino, man. Big Gino and the Seahawks to bounce back and get a dub, man. Divisional matchup. The Arizona team, man, it feels like they've lost their sparkle. They still fighting, they're still competing, but the glitter's been faded now. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody's sinking into who you are. You know what I mean? So the cream rises to the top. That also means everybody else got to drop. Arizona is kind of settling into who they truly are. Seattle gets this dub 24-16. I still think it's going to be, like I said, it's divisional matchup. It is going to be competitive. The Seahawks aren't clicking as much as I would like them to. DK Metcalf is still, like I said, man, for all that size, all that talent, and you paid him, you gave him some bread, and I still haven't seen him just kind of like this.
He may not even be playing this game too. He's a game time decision.
I saw he's been questionable for the last couple of weeks, and I did see it was like a ankle or something. Or maybe they added like a hip and something else. But I didn't know that he was actually maybe going to be game time. I didn't realize that part. Oh.
Yeah, they say they're gonna decide in warm-ups is he gonna play.
Okay, his big ass playing. He ain't got nothing else to do. I'm gonna go Seattle. Seattle get this done 24-16. He ain't got nothing else to do on Sunday afternoon in Seattle.
Hey, you're right. Hey, but you know what, Willie Jack? I agree with what you said in the very beginning. I think Arizona's starting to show their real colors week to week. They were competitive early. They even came away with their W against Dallas, earlier in the season. They were fighting hard, and then now they were out their dog. I think the guy that really brings the energy to this offense is James Conner. You know what I'm saying? Without him, he's on IR, and I just think, yeah, like you said, Willie Jack, they lost their spark. Now the thing is, and I think we talked about this on the Wednesday show, they have activated
Buda Baker's back.
Kyler Murray from the PUP list. He's not playing this game, but he's off of the PUP list. So now they have a window in which they can activate him and try to get him back going, within the next couple weeks. So we'll see what happens with that. But as far as Seattle, the Seattle offense hasn't been the same. But I think this defense, especially now having Jamal Adams back, this defense has the potential to really carry them. Okay, they finally got all those pieces on the field at the same time, and now you can see what you really got, what's really special in this particular defense. And I think they're gonna start climbing this ladder in terms of ranked defenses, here in the next few weeks or so. If Geno gets back on track, it shows us the Geno from last week. This team could really work themselves back into really like legit contention, in terms of the NFC, how that plays out. So I'm anxious to see how Geno looks in this particular game. Of course, I want to see if DK plays. If DK doesn't play, I want to see your boy show up, man. Jackson Smith,
I know, man.
Has a real slow start to this particular season. We both thought he would have much more of an impact. Tyler Lockett is still Tyler Lockett, man. It's just like every year, man, we find a way to just say, yeah, Tyler Lockett. But he produced every single year, man. So I'm anxious to see what they look like. I do think they bounce back in this game. I'm going to go ahead and give them 31. 31-16 is my score in this game. I got Seattle putting up a few.
Gotcha. I ain't mad at it at all. And then just like my dog Jeff said, that practice window is open for Kyler for sure. And they actually came out. There was speculation that I'm talking about Kyler Murray real quick. There was speculation that they may not even want to play Kyler Murray at all to ensure he's healthy for a trade or whatnot, as people were assuming they were just going to make a play for the number 1 pick. But I think I saw an article that said not only is he, inside the window to come back, but they did release a statement confirming that no, they do plan to play Kyler this year whenever he is deemed healthy enough to do so. So we should see him this year.
Okay. All right. So we'll see. And I'm hoping to see what he looks like. And, this will kind of give us an idea of what this team was planning on doing in the future. So I'm looking to see what's going on with that too, with Jack. On to the next one, man. The next game, we got Green Bay. Green Bay going to Denver to take on the Broncos. This one I kind of went back and forth on with Jack. I kept thinking about this game, but it was one specific thing that happened over the week that made me kind of feel like, all right, I think I'm gonna go Green Bay in this one. Okay, and I'm going Green Bay. So there's been talks for the Denver Broncos in terms of Pat Surtain possibly being traded, and it looks like the Eagles were one of the teams that were really interested in him, which was very interesting in terms of what the Eagles are looking for, what they're looking to do. And it also makes me wonder, like, what is this team? What are the intentions of this Denver Broncos team? How do they feel about themselves? What's their plan for the future? Pat Surtain, for my money, is the best cornerback in the NFL. Okay, and for me, I feel like if you're looking to, and he's very young too. This is year 3 for him. Yeah, it's just year 3 for him. If you're looking to get rid of a guy like this who can be, a long-time corner for you, a guy that can be locked down for a long time, what's going on in that building? You know what I mean? And that raises questions for me as to some of the other things that could be going on and what the goals are truly for this particular team, what the outlook is in terms of ownership and all those different things. So it kind of makes me wonder that. And it also makes me just wonder, like, how does that affect the players? Are the players gelling like they're supposed to? Are players gelling like they should be? So there's a lot of questions I have in terms of that, because don't forget, this defense was one of the best in the league just last year. And it's not like they lost many pieces or changed tremendously. They're just not putting it together. You know what I'm saying? So this Denver team, I'm truly worried about what they really can do. On the Green Bay side, they need a win. This is a team that's hungry. This is a team I think that they do have a little bit more going for themselves. Of course, we picked them to win a division. Looks like Detroit is playing some real
that's
ball
out the
right
window.
now.
Yeah, that shit for sale.
And of course, we'll get to them. I'm not gonna say just yet with DJ. We'll see. But Detroit's playing some hell of a ball. I ain't ready yet. I'm holding on to my bold prediction. I ain't ready to let it go yet, dog. I ain't ready to let it go. But Green Bay is still hungry. They still very much in contention for playoffs. I mean, I believe on Wednesday when I read off all the 3-win teams, Green Bay was one of those. So they're in contention for sure, and they need a W. And this is a great team to kind of get that W on. So I'm gonna go Green Bay in this game. I got them winning this one. I just put my score together, 27-23. I think they can, get things together. Christian Watson, I think he starts to emerge as the true number 1 guy here. And they get Aaron Jones back too, who was a dynamic weapon on that offense. So I expect Green Bay to get it back together and start over here.
First off, this is what my dog Chop does. Chop just makes it too easy for me to tease him. You gonna tell me that after getting 70 ball, Patrick Surtain got took up top 60 yards by the backups. The twos came in a professional NFL game, and they took Patrick Surtain up top of 60 with the twos in. So
so let me tell you my thought process.
The best corner in the league. It can't happen. It can't happen. Hell,
let me tell you my process on that. I'm gonna tell you my thought process on that, Willie Jack. My thought process is, nigga, we down 50, man, we down 50 points.
He said, "Look, we already down 43. What's 50 gonna hurt?"
That makes no difference. That makes no difference anyway. You think I'm gonna?
We down 43.
We down 40. We down 43 points, bro. What is this?
It ain't gonna matter. So, at the end of the day, it didn't matter.
It ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna matter. That ain't matter, man. Holla at me when he give up the one when it's a tie game and it's a minute left in the fourth quarter. That's
hey,
the
look,
one. That's the one that
Hey,
matters.
I tell you this: if Green Bay win this game and your dog baby and Christian Watson, matter of fact, our dog Tom building and Baby Moss take them up top because they gonna need Baby Moss to be a factor, like you said, to get this dub. I'm going Denver. As poor as Denver's performed, as bad as they've played, in the games they're not getting blown out. They do against these bottom tier teams at the bottom of the barrel where there's the Raiders, Green Bay's in there, the Giants, Arizona. Amongst all those style of teams, I think Denver is still probably one of the better of the bad teams. As crazy as that sounds, man. I don't know. This is another toilet bowl for me anyway, so I'm gonna just go and get up out of there. I'm taking Denver at home, 23-19. I don't trust Matt LaFleur's offense. I don't trust Justin Love's 3 bad quarters, and then maybe I get hot for 1 quarter and pull us out the swamp, and then we find a way to get a magical dub. I can't put no faith in that. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, that run game has just completely disappeared. Like I said, we counting on Christian Watson and Baby Moss to come and be a number 1 guy, and I don't think this is necessarily the matchup to do it for Pat Surtain. Or against Pat Surtain. But so I'm going to take Denver to go ahead and still a easy win, or not an easy win, but still a win at home, 23-19. And then before we move on to this one, man, because I saw those same reports as well that said the Eagles were heavy in talks for Patrick Surtain, because my Steelers, we had also had our eye on them as well. But then I saw a report through my Steelers sites that I watched, and they say that Patrick Surtain was on the no trade list. But then I saw the same story that you seen recently as far as the Eagles. And then Jeff said that he's part of that Eagle gang, man. So he said, as far as he could tell, that they're actually trying to make a move on Justin Simmons because Pat is, like I said, on the no trade list. But for me, honestly, when you get 50 ball, when a team in the professional sports puts up 70, I'm not saving nobody. I'm not saving nobody on the defense that gave up 70 points. That's just period. Because as good as all those guys are, they ain't that 70 points is 70 points. And here's the thing about Denver as well, honestly, they need those picks more so than they need Patrick Surtain, because their draft picks cachet is just depleted. The terrible, in hindsight, of course, all this stuff's hindsight, the terrible trade they gave up to get Russell Wilson in there, and the terrible trade they gave up to get Sean Payton in there. So they are devoid. They're minus between these next few years, first, second, and third round picks. They're down 5-6 picks over this time frame. And as bad as this roster is performing, they've got to get new blood. They need new talent more so than they need to hold on to Surtain, because I think they're going to have to tear this. I think Sean Payton and this organization understands they're going to tear this thing down to the studs and then rebuild. And so this is going to be a progress in where maybe over the next 2 to 3 seasons, we see them completely rebuild that team. And though Patrick Surtain is a very quality player, he's not as valuable on a team rebuilding from scratch as he could be to a team like the Eagles or like somebody else who is ready to compete right now. So even if you keep him, you got to pay him, and the team outlook probably isn't as good as you want it to be anyway. So I would say, I think Sean Payton's thinking Sean Payton's want to burn, scorch earth, burn anything and everything that doesn't have his name attached to it directly, and he's going to want to build and start this thing up himself. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did let him go for that reason. But like I said, man, other than when the second team's taking him up top, man, he's a phenomenal talent for sure.
Absolutely, Willie Jack. All right, on to the next one, Willie Jack. Let's go to Kansas City. We're in another divisional matchup, man. The Los Angeles Chargers go see KC. Willie Jack, who you got?
These games are normally always pretty exciting. For whatever reason, these games always go back and forth. They're generally speaking, they're always back and forth. They're always pretty close. Justin Herbert normally I always feel like Justin Herbert and those guys, they come out. Well, it's typical Justin Herbert. I generally feel like they come out and either play very well to start or even take the lead early in these games or something like that. And then, like I said, it tapers down or it just goes away, and Patty and the Chiefs find a way to kind of get it going. And so I don't expect this to go any different. I'm taking Kansas City at home, 28-27 is the score I put. Essentially, I'm just expecting a very close and competitive game, because these games just always seem to kind of go down to the wire in that way. But I'm looking for Patty and those guys to get it done. One more time, man. Kansas City 28, Chargers 27.
Gotcha. Willie Jack.
Don't do it, Chop. Don't do it, Chop. I want to pick up a game, but don't do it, Chop. On the road in Kansas City, they're not even at home, Chop. On the road? All right, I tried. You my dog, I tried.
Hey, me and you both know, man. And these matchups, man, it don't really matter as much, man. It don't matter as much. And this is a game where, even though all the things that I'm thinking about kind of leaning towards KC, we got KC on some. I mean, we got Andy Reid on some extra rest.
Come
You know
on,
what I'm
man.
saying? We got Los Angeles Chargers on, coming off of a Monday night game. So got a little less rest.
Come on, man.
This is one game I'm just jumping off. I'm jumping off, bro. I'm okay with jumping off.
Go ahead.
This is the one game I'm gonna do that. All right, I'm jumping off. I'm going Chargers in this game, man. I'm going Chargers, and like you said, Willie Jack, these are games that they tend to be very exciting. They tend to be very close. I'm not gonna just say Herbert, but like the offense just tends to play a lot better. It's like they're it just maybe they're a little more fired up for these games. I don't know what it is, but it seems like these games are played a lot closer, a lot more exciting, and I feel like the Los Angeles Chargers are gonna pull this one off, and KC is gonna pull the one off when they go to Los Angeles a little bit later in the year. And so I feel like that's going to be the trajectory of this game. Also, the Los Angeles Chargers, they need a win bad. They need to win bad. They laid an egg pretty much against Dallas this past week, but this is one that they really need bad. And I feel like it's going to be an Austin Eckler game. He came back last week. And, they kind of, warmed him up into the offense, kind of routinely got him going. But I think this is going to be a game where, he shows out. 130 yards from scrimmage. I got 2 touchdowns coming from Austin Eckler, man. I think he has a pretty big game and is a crucial part in getting a W. This is also a game where Keenan Allen shows up. First off, Keenan Allen been showing up week in and week out in Kellen Moore's offense. I don't know what Kellen Moore is doing different. I know he's got Keenan Allen and a lot of motions and things like that, but Keenan Allen shows up. If nobody else shows up on this offense in these games, Keenan Allen shows up for sure. So I think we get a little bit of Keenan Allen, and we get a little bit of Austin Eckler in this game. They both have big performances, and I'm gonna say it a little bit more. Allen goes over 100 yards in this particular game. Don't know if he gets a touchdown or not, but I think both of those guys show up, and I think it's going to be enough to get them to win over KC. KC is going to play well in this game. KC is going to play well. I think Pat Mahomes is going to be in there battling it out, and something is going to happen to where Los Angeles Chargers have a chance to win this game. So give me the Chargers in this one, 31-27. They win this game in the close.
Man, you a wild boy, man. You a wild boy, man.
Hey, I told you once before. And I tell you again, Willie Jack, I'm okay dying on them heels, dog. You know what I'm saying?
As we see, man, our dog Jeff in the chat, man, he said McCole Hardeman is, of course, back coming from the trade. You know what I'm saying? They say he just went to like summer vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're young, your parents send you to summer camp. Then at the end of the day, you got to come back home. That's all it was. He was in New York for a hot minute, and then they brought him back home to Kansas City. So Mecole Hardman's back, assuming he's going to be suiting up in this game if my dog Jeff's going to tell it to us. And so, but he's excited about it. They give Pat an outside receiver so Travis can eat in the middle. I don't understand what's going to be different about bringing Mecole Hardman back this time than when he was there before he left.
It's not.
It's like,
Mecole Hardman is just another guy that just can run fast.
Bruh, if he was able to be legitimate on the outside, he'd have never left. Like they'd never let him out the building. You know what I mean? But so I don't expect much there. But now here's my dog Jeff, man. There you go, man. Jellyfish Justin ain't it, man. They know what's going on, man. Hashtag Jellyfish Justin. Hashtag Jellyfish Justin. I can't believe you're gonna put your eggs in that basket as much as we've seen from the Jellyfish himself, man. And then also, and one more comment from my dog Jeff about that Chargers team as well. As far as Chargers and Herbert there, he couldn't do it against Dallas, and they couldn't stop him with a stop sign. And so, he doesn't have much faith, man, in Justin, the Jellyfish, to get this done. Now, one thing I will say as well that's unsung and doesn't get enough love at all. It is getting more national love or press for sure. But that Kansas City defense is playing ball, man. That Kansas City defense is playing very good. They're playing great defense, very stingy defense.
I think they're ranked number.
That's what I was going to say. Too. I don't know the official ranking, but they have the look of a top 5 defense. If we're talking like off the top of my head, I would say Cleveland, San Francisco. I definitely think Kansas City's up there in that mix for sure. And honestly, man, it is what it is. But like I said, they're in that mix for me those would be 3 of the top 5 defenses in this league. Chris Jones, like I said, he's got to get 15 sacks.
They're 5.
They're right at 5. And yeah, that makes sense. 5. And like I said, Chris Jones has been, I think Chris Jones has had a sack in every game he's been back since missing week 1. And so I think I anticipate he still finds a way. Mike Dana, man, I don't know where that guy came from. He's playing damn good ball on that defensive line as well. Trent McDuffie and Janarius or whoever it is, Sneed, in the secondary are playing good ball as well. So that Chiefs defense is definitely playing very, very well, and especially for and this thing about Justin Herbert as well. Before I move on, he's a big athletic guy. He ran either maybe it was a low 4.6 or a high 4.5, but he ran and tested well at the combine. He's 6'4", 230, runs roughly high 4.5, low 4.6ish, but on the field, he doesn't play with that athleticism the way it tests because he takes a lot of there's a lot of sacks where he's getting pressure, and I know he wants to pass first, but he doesn't do a good enough job avoiding sacks given his athleticism. He doesn't
have that agility. He's a straight line guy.
Exactly, he doesn't have.
He's not a lot of side to side guy. He can't maneuver and use that agility to break a lot of those tackles or
That's
get
exactly
away.
What it is.
He's straight line. He's straight line speed. If he gets going, he can get some yards. But yeah, that's what it is with him.
That's a very astute point. Look at my dog, man. You see that? I feel like, wait, man, put that off the glass. I ain't had to look back. I'm already running down the court, my hands up. I know my dog had me. Y'all stop playing.
I'm like this. You hear me?
Yeah, I knew my dog had me. And then one more time, and we're gonna move on for this one. But yeah, shout out to Jeff, man. Nick Bolton making his return as well to this defense. So young budding star linebacker for them. He's from the crib as well, man. He went to Mizzou. You know what I'm saying? So we kept him in house. He didn't leave the state. He at Kansas City now. And so but yeah, him coming back, he's already shown himself to be the kind of one of the younger leaders of that defense. And like I said, so he returned from PUP list. I think it's his first game back. And so he's definitely going to be a big boost as well. And that also makes it an interesting day for your boy Austin Eckler. Both those guys kind of coming back and trying to find their flow. And so we'll see who wins that battle. But yeah, I guess, I'll take Kansas City against Jellyfish Justin all day, every day, man. So I appreciate you. Go ahead and giving me that one as well. Yeah.
No problem. Anytime.
My dog.
Anytime. On to Monday night, man. We got a Monday night football game, Willie Jack, where we got San Francisco going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Who you got in this?
San Francisco, man. I'm still taking San Francisco on the road. Now, they are a little beat up. I think Trent Williams has already been ruled out of this game. Debo Samuels is going to be out for a few weeks because I saw a report he's actually got a hairline fracture in that shoulder, so he's going to be out extended. I don't think they actually put him on the injury reserve, but he's anticipated to miss a couple weeks perhaps, and I know Trent Williams is out in this game. Now, the BITB, the best in the business, C-Mac, who also was banged up in that Cleveland game, but as far as I can tell, what I've been seeing, he's expected to play. And so if he's expected to play, down Debo, down Trent, which is still a massive loss on that offensive line. But I still think overall this is just too talented of a team. And I think especially coming off of a week in which they didn't put their best foot forward, you lose a game on the road against P.J. Walker and the Cleveland Browns. And so somebody got to pay, and it looks like that somebody's going to be Kirk Cousins' Minnesota Vikings team, still without Justin Jefferson. And then, like I said, just curtain that offense, just kind of not getting out their own way. This is a very talented San Francisco defense. We know all those names. We know Nick Bosa. We know Tua, who found you. We know Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. So all those guys, as generous as Kirk has been, or in that Vikings offense has been, just giving the ball to the other side. I expect the sloppy play from the Vikings to definitely be capitalized on by San Francisco. My bad. I'm getting tongue-tied. I said all that to say, give me San Francisco 28 to Minnesota 17. And I'm looking for San Francisco defense I'm looking for 2 turnovers in this game, man. I'm looking for 2 turnovers in this game. I don't know if it'll be one of them. I think we'll get one of each, man. I think we get an interception, maybe a tip pass or whatever the case. And then I think we also get a sack fumble. And I think San Francisco maybe even scores on defense as well. So if you got San Francisco in your fantasy football league, man, if you want to, like I said, the way Minnesota and Kirk Cousins in this offense, they turn over the ball or they just play their worst ball in the most critical of moments. Time management's been an issue. So I will look for San Francisco's defense to get in the paint Monday night.
Gotcha. And Willie Jack, I'm with you on this one. I'm going San Francisco too, man. And I got this one that's pretty much a blowout, man. I watched this Minnesota offense struggle last week against the Chicago defense that's been rough pretty much all year long, and they struggled to put up points even without their guy Justin Jefferson. So without Justin Jefferson, now you're going against another one of the best defenses, another top 5 defense, one of the best defenses in the league. And I don't see much happening, man. So give me 35-13. 35-13. My final score of this game, even without Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel and those guys, I still think this San Francisco 49ers team is good enough to where they'll be able to cruise past this Minnesota defense and this particular team. I think that Brandon Ayuk,
little sprinkle,
he's going over, especially with Deebo out. I think he's going to get a lot of those passes today. Ray McCloud is going to replace Deebo Samuel. And here's another thing too. I'm just going to throw this out there. With the style of Deebo Samuel and how he plays, I don't think Ray McCloud is going to be that much of a downgrade in this game from Deebo Samuel if he plays specifically.
Man, that's disrespectful.
Ray McCloud,
he's a punt returner, but he ain't Deebo Samuels, man. He's a punt returner. I see what you're saying. He's a punt returner, so he's got, you think get him in space, shifty, punt return left, punt return right, sort of style of plays. Nah, man, he damn sure ain't no Deebo, man. Hell no. He can't line up in the back. He can't line up in that eye 7 yards back and take just a handoff in the chest and go get busy, man. He can't do none of that.
And that's my point. You don't need him to no more because you got Christian McCaffrey. Deebo Samuel's not doing too much of that this year because Christian McCaffrey is healthy. So ain't no need. And then you got Elijah Mitchell right behind him. So Deebo, we don't need you to take no carries. We need you to just be the old Deebo Samuel, you know what I'm saying, and be just that weapon X. And I think Brandon McCloud can come in and be that weapon X without all the extra stuff that Deebo does. So that's why I think in this offense, I don't think he's going to be that much of a downgrade. I think he can come in and produce in that particular spot. Like I said, he's not Deebo. I'm agreeing with you there. He's not. But he brings his own style to that and his own playmaking ability. And I think that they're gonna be all right. Essentially, is what I'm saying. This San Francisco offense is gonna be all right. They're not gonna lose.
I got you. Oh, and hold on. Okay. One more thing before we move on from this, we should make mention of, because with Trent Williams being out of this game, Danielle Hunter, edge rusher from the Vikings, he's having a pretty good year. He's tied for the league in sacks with TJ Watt with 8 sacks. So he is getting home after the quarterback, and now Trent Williams being out this game as well. So I imagine they'll move Danielle Hunter around to make sure he gets plenty of reps against the backup left tackle. And then, yeah, man, that coupled with if they can get home and get to Brock Purdy's probably coming off his worst 3-game stretch of football that we've seen thus far in his young career, or maybe 3 games where maybe he hasn't played his best ball. And so now without his blind side, usually before he didn't have to worry about the blind side. He didn't have to have no type of spidey sense, no type of awareness, because Trent was over there. So I don't even never had to check this back shoulder. You know what I'm saying? My dog Chop was a pitcher. Sometimes even if you ain't gonna throw it over there, you just gotta check third base. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta peek at him. You gotta peek at first base. You just gotta peek. Brock ain't even had to peek. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even had to peek. He gotta peek now. Because now Trent's gone, and like I said, Danielle Hunter's been hunting and getting home, man. So that's another, I guess, tidbit to maybe be on the lookout for, and see if Danielle Hunter can maybe try to wreck this passing game for San Francisco. And if that's the case, maybe Minnesota has a puncher's shot to try to make this one interesting. But I don't see it happening, man. I'm going San Francisco.
Gotcha. I'm with you there, Willie Jack. All right, let's keep on pushing, man. And now, Willie Jack, we can go into our games of the week. Willie Jack, go into the games of the week, and I'm gonna toss it to you first for your game of the week. Willie Jack, who was your game of the week this week?
Come on, man. MVP JG, man. MVP Jared Goff is taking his lines all the way down to Baltimore, Maryland. Go ahead.
And before you jump into it, Willie Jack, it's crazy. The moment I heard you mention it, I start seeing people in different podcasts and stuff like that talking about, hey, man, if that ain't a prime example to everybody that's out here listening, you know what I'm saying, to the film fam, since everybody out here, that me and Willie Jack do this, man, that y'all need to start listening to what we talking about, man. I don't know what it is. Because I don't know where y'all heard it first. I heard it first on this show. Live and in full effect from my dog Willie Jack, that we need to start giving Jared Goff some MVP considerations, man. That's what my dog Willie Jack said first. And,
I want to make
sure. And then all of a sudden I start hearing it from here, hearing it from there. I'm like, y'all listen to it. Also, y'all out here y'all out here, what they call it?
Can they see me?
Listen.
Can they hear me? Because it sounds like they listening close. They listening closely, man.
That's what it sounds like to me, Willie Jack.
They
sound
listening
like
closely, man. Now back to the regular schedule programming, because MVP JG, Jared Goff, and them Lions, they gonna take themselves on down to Baltimore, the land of the crab cakes and purple birds, if you're into that type of thing. They go see Baltimore, and this is, like I said, I really like this matchup because this is gonna be this is an example game. This is the game that I get to put this. We get to put this Jared Goff stuff to the test, because I'm looking to elevate Jared Goff to that level to where I expect him to rise above and carry a team. If Jared Goff, if you're gonna be one of them ones, big dog, if you're gonna be one of them ones, then this is the standard I'm gonna hold you to. You got to go on the road. You got to go on the road against a varsity opponent. Because say what you want to about Baltimore, that's a varsity opponent, and that's a tough place to play. It's a stingy, still tough defense. Doesn't matter who's lining up in purple and black. They are going to play real tough, hard-nosed defense. And like I said, so these are the type of games that you go make your bones in, Jared Goff. This is the one. You know what I mean? You go on the road, outdo Lamar Jackson, you stand up to that defense, and you find a way to get them 30 points. Because Jared Goff going for 30 now. Y'all stop playing with my dog. Jared Goff going for 30. Or not quite. I actually gave him 27. I gave him 27-23. I gave him 27-23. But that means that we in range. If he need 30, he'll touch it. But 27-23 might be just enough to get it done. And I'm looking for this Lions team to roll, man. I'm definitely, like I said, I think this is the statement game, the statement win for Jared Goff to really put fuel into that, to put fuel in that MVP bus. I know a lot of y'all ready to ride. Y'all scared to say something, but y'all ready to ride. Y'all like, man, damn, man, they got TVs in that bus too? Man, they got a bar in the back. Damn, boy, it got to be 415. You can hear them coming, boy, because I'm telling you, them lines on the way. Them lines on the way, and Jared Goff, he got them up. He got his motherfucking stunners on, and he pulling up, and he ain't even tripped about who had something to say last week. He going to open the door like, y'all sure y'all won't get in? Because I'm going to Baltimore. Then for Baltimore, I'm going to the moon, boy. So you better hop on in if you trying to, you know what I'm saying, you trying to ride with your dog. Jared Goff getting this thing done. Now, he's not my official player of the week, but he's going to be one of my nuggets, because to get this done, I definitely think Jared Goff, the MVP caliber guy that I think he's been this year, and what I've been saying, I'm trying to stand on it. If they win, it's going to be on the back of Jared Goff, because I'm looking for him to show me that he's one of them guys. Shout out to my dog, Miles. That's another one, too. It's Goff. I love it. Lexa, cue the Goff. It's Goff. You damn right it's Goff. Goff going for 303 touchdowns in this game, man. 303. No, you know what? That don't make sense. I gave him 27 points. Does that add up? Yeah, it does. 2 field goals. Goff going for 303 touchdowns in this game, man. And so that's what I'm looking for to solidify himself. I'd have told y'all he's looking like he's got the look of it, man. It ain't as pretty as we wanted to. It ain't as sexy as Patty Mahomes. It ain't as powerful as Josh Allen. It's not as electric as Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson, but I tell you what it is, it's cold hard cash, and cold hard cash still spin anywhere you go, boy. Cold hard cash still spin anywhere you take it. Jared Goff going crazy in Baltimore, man. 27-23. Let's go, Chop. Now I'm fired up. I can't wait to see it, man. Let's do it. Come on, man.
See, after you came that hard, Willie Jack, that makes me not want to get.
God, dog. Whoa! I was trying to hold it in, and you stepped right back.
Come on, dog.
You stepped right back, man. That was flagrant. But that's a flagrant foul, man. That's a technical. Man, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Move past that one.
Okay. All right, listen. Let's rewind, dog. Okay. After your explanation of MVP JG and the performance he has to have, and you feeling like Detroit has to go down there and win, I almost don't want to get my analysis on this game, because I don't want y'all to switch. I don't want y'all to switch and come back over to Baltimore. I want to get this game up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's essentially what I'm going to do. That's I'm pretty much letting you know where I'm going with this particular game, but I don't want to give y'all analysis on this game, because here's the thing, Willie Jack. Here's the thing. And this is another reason why I've been telling y'all, if you ain't paying attention to Chop and Willie in the morning, or just let the film speak in general, I don't know what you're doing.
That's a fact.
Because I told y'all before the season started and when the season ended that when Roquan Smith went over to Baltimore, who was going to be this defense was going to be legit. Now, I already told y'all Cleveland is the number 1 defense. They playing out of their mind. But you know who's number 2? You know who's right there? Above the San Francisco 49ers, above the Chiefs, above the Falcons, above the Tampa Bay Bucks, above all those other defenses that we probably named as top defenses. It's the Baltimore Ravens, man. It's the Baltimore Ravens. That Baltimore Ravens defense is playing lights out. Even right now with Lamar Jackson and that offense not operating to their top potential, this Baltimore defense is playing good. They keeping them in games. Lamar Jackson is doing just enough to get these W's. And, you know, like I said before, it's not hit the passing game, but when he's able to run and use his legs, that is when the Baltimore offense is at their best. Now, they're still not where I think they can be. They're still not operating at their full potential. Like I told you, when it comes down to the playoffs, he's going to have to be able to pass the ball, sit in that pocket or hit some throws, you know, enough to where they can come away with some key W's against some really good teams. But in this particular game, I think they're going to be all right. Now, Detroit's defense is another one of those defenses that's really good, and they've been really good against the run, but this is different here. This is different because we're not just lining up and running the ball like a lot of the teams are able to do. No, we got Lamar Jackson. You know, so when we're running the ball, it might not even be a scheduled run. It might be a pass play that breaks down and where I'm using my legs and I'm getting first downs in that way. And we know how electrifying you mentioned that Lamar Jackson can be. But here's the other key part, Willie Jack. I'll read some of these names off to you. We already know David Montgomery is out. All right. Gibbs is going to play. He's going to get the start. I want to see what he is. Okay. Now, Marvin Jones is also out. Okay. Jonah Jackson is out. Penny
Penei Sewell ain't out. I ain't seen that now. Hold on.
No, he's not out. Okay, I was looking at something else.
You made me nervous. Hold on now. Yeah.
No. He ain't going nowhere. On defense, Levi Onwuzurike. I said it right
today.
You a
cold boy. He's out. You a cold boy.
He's out. Broderick Morton, another defensive tackle. He's out. Charles Harris is out. CJ Gardner-Johnson is on IR. Jerry Jacobs, their right starting cornerback, he's out. This Detroit team is really banged up in this game. And yes, they overcame last week. And to me, Willie Jack, last week was the week where I felt like Jared Goff came out and put the team on his back because he had a lot of people out, a lot of injuries. He didn't have Gibbs or Montgomery, and he still stepped up to the challenge and made key throws, made the big plays to win the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the opponent, you want to see him rise to the occasion when he needed to. And it was a huge win for me last week. This week, yes, he could. This will be a huge week again if he comes out and steps into what everybody's saying and puts the team on his back. That'll be huge. But if he doesn't, I still don't think I would take him down from where the pedestal that we got him on now because this is just a huge task to overcome. You know what I'm saying? And it won't be a walk in the park in general for you today. So that's the reasons. Those are the reasons why I got Baltimore in this game.
Okay.
I want Baltimore in this game. It's a ton of points scored because I like the way both of these defenses are playing, but I think Baltimore finds a way to get it done. And Lamar Jackson is able to get in the end zone maybe once or twice in this game. Mark Andrews probably gets in the end zone. So give me 23. No. Give me 24-21. 24-21. My final score of this game. I got Baltimore over Detroit.
Okay. And I heard a lot of the stuff you said, but this is the point I want to remind y'all. And my dog Miles took the words right out, took the words from me as well. This ain't that old Detroit though, man. This ain't that old Detroit. They missing a lot of guys. They are missing a lot of guys, but I tell you who they ain't missing. They not missing Jared Goff, and they not missing Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson he's been a game record now.
He's going to have a big game. He's got to have a big game.
Hutchinson's been a game record for sure. And honestly, and even on that Baltimore side, Lamar's played very well. Just the offensive guys around him have been letting him down. And so, but Lamar, I think this new offense, the subtle shift that we have saw, making the passing game more of the front, making the pocket passing game more of the forefront, of the offense. And I think Lamar has risen to that challenge, but the guys got to catch the ball is the biggest thing, or the guys they've got to do their part around them. And so I have been impressed with that. But yeah, man. Hold on, one more. We got it. This a little wild now. Let's see. Our dog Mouse, he said, J-Mo, James is going for 170, his performer of the week. And you know what's so funny about that, Miles? Is because I definitely anticipate Jameson getting to go up top against Marlon Humphrey, because there's going to be a point in this game, Chop. This is where I was going to come back to. There's going to be a point in this game where Baltimore is just not going to be able to help themselves, Chop. Baltimore loves to go zero coverage and put Marlon Humphrey in somebody's chest. And it just feels like every time that happens, it's 6 the other way. We're going long ball.
You right. You right about that.
So I also, now I don't have Jameson going for 170. I'm looking for J-Mo to do kind of like, just like I said last week, I need him to be Martavis Bryant. Matter of fact, Miles in here, he know what's up. We need Jameson Williams to be Martavis Bryant. I need 3 for 80. Because 3 catches for 80 yards, one of those is going to be a 45-yard touchdown, probably in a critical situation where Baltimore goes zero and has Marlon Humphrey just get dusted off the line, and then 45 to 50 yards later, house call. So I definitely envision something like that as well, for sure. But okay, yeah, he said the same thing. Baltimore susceptible to the deep ball. No, exactly right. And so that's another thing that I think plays into the favor of Jared Goff, because that Detroit Lions offensive line, and now they are a little banged up, but that's a top 5-6 line line in this league. And so if they can keep Jared Goff upright in this game, then he can slice and dice. Like I said, because I think they are susceptible to the deep ball. If they don't get home with those blitzes, it leaves a lot of open room in the middle of the field for guys like Sam Laporta, like I said, the rookie young tight end, but he's making his mark. And then, of course, you've got Amon-Ra St. Brown, man, who's probably the best inside receiver in football, man. I'm leaning there, man. Because when I say that, it also involves guys like Keenan Allen. It involves the guys, man. Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp. So I know we've got those guys. So if I take those guys out of it, then I'm looking. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, like, who else inside I think is more dominant than him.
But he's legit, and he deserves the respect. Because he's consistent. He's consistent. It's week in and week out, and we know who's the guy.
Yeah.
When they need a first down, he is that guy. So I'm with you.
No, exactly. And so that's what I'm thinking, man. So with Baltimore being as aggressive as they like to tend to be, then I think that could definitely, like I said, leave Jared Goff to find those guys over the middle. And then, of course, if they have success in that short middle, Baltimore's response is going to be, okay, let's turn up the heat. Okay, well, good. Thank you. We've been waiting to see them safeties and everybody line up on the line of scrimmage so we can see 44 out there in J-Mo's 4-2 chest. Boy, y'all crazy as hell. Yeah, it don't matter what it was. Yeah, up top, we going. You know what I'm saying? All J-Mo got to do is catch it the first time, because he still made me nervous. Bobbling, he turned 3 times on that one last week. He made me nervous, but catch it the first time, J-Mo, you can have yourself a day. But yeah, I can't wait to watch this one. This is the one I'm finna turn on here in about 10 minutes, man. So y'all be ready to lock in with your dog.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack. Well, that leads me to our last game that we're going to touch on for the week. And it's my game of the week, man. We got 9 minutes, so we're going to get this to y'all, get this information to y'all. And I know Willie Jack, he still got to give me his performer of the week, man. So I know it's coming soon. So my game of the week this week, man, I got Miami going to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. And I'm going Eagles in this one, all right? I'm going Eagles. And here's the key. This game is key things for both teams in this particular game. One, for Philadelphia, when you're unable to run the ball, Jalen Hurts, and they take away his legs and take away what he's comfortable doing, Jalen Hurts, his play goes down, has been going down a couple notches this particular year. Okay. I think he's tied for second in terms of the interceptions, on the season. So Jalen Hurts has been playing it's been a little rocky. Now, this team in totality has still been pretty good. They have a pretty good record. I think they only lost one. Yeah, they only lost one
these
game.
are both one loss.
So they've been
teams.
playing some really good ball. But for Philadelphia, I'm looking ahead for them. I'm talking about the playoffs for them. I want to see Jalen Hurts come out here and play a game similar to the way he played last year in that Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And he don't even have to play that good because he was flawless except for one play.
Best quarterback on the field that day. I don't care what nobody's out there saying that.
He was pretty much flawless. But I want to come out, show me a game where, hey, you don't go out and rush the ball for 60 yards, but you may rush for 20, but you sit back there and you show me that you can do that if they take away certain aspects of your game. Show me that you can still be successful. Show me, and you don't even have to put together those numbers, but show me that you can be a really solid and efficient quarterback regardless of the situations that the defense tries to put you in. Show me that you can excel regardless, okay? On the other side of that, in terms of Miami, I want to see your defense step up. I want to see the defense step up and show me some things. And also, when you face a really good defense that can slow you down a little bit, all right, come on. What else can you do? We know y'all are explosive, but I've mentioned before, I saw teams stop y'all from being as explosive, and y'all struggle. The same way against the Bills, same way even when the Patriots played them, they slowed them down a lot. You know what I'm saying? So we know how explosive y'all can be. The 70 points was all cute and fine and dandy, but these are the games, though. These are the ones you really got to show your chops, and you really got to show that you're able to find a way to get it done, find a way to win these games. These are the big games, you know what I'm saying? So this is where I want to see, Miami show up in this one. So that's going to be my key for them. But like I said, I got Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia's been there. I think they're a little bit more of the experienced team in terms of in terms of where they made it to last year and how to come away with wins in these games, because their season hasn't been pretty thus far. But somehow, some way, they find a way to win. So I expect them to find a way to win today, again, against this Miami team. Give me Philadelphia winning this one. Give me 28-26. 28-26.
I got you. 28-26. This one for me is also a very tough one, man, because I feel like last week's game for Philly, struggling the way they did against that Jets defense, especially a Jets defense that was out their best players. They were down their two outside corners, both starters there in that game, and still struggled the way they did. They still found a way to pick off Jalen Hurts 3 times in that game, and so that for me is worrisome. Now, this game being Sunday night and it is in Philly, I'm not gonna lie. And Jeff, if you're still in the building, big dog, I hate to do it to you. I'm leaning Miami, man, because I'm worried about that Eagles secondary. I'm looking, okay, what do both teams want to do? What do both teams do best? For Philadelphia, I say it's your run game, a combination of Jalen Hurts, combination of Swift, is it DeAndre Swift? I can't remember. Okay, yeah, I just remember his first name. A combination of Hurts, Swift, a sprinkle of Gainwell in there as well, and so that's when they're at their best. That run game's going between anywhere from 3 to 5 guys. They find a way to get a lot of guys a lot of carries when that run game's really going. But between anywhere from 3 to 5 guys, they get somewhere around 200 rushing yards. That's when that Philly team is really nigh unbeatable, it looks like, because then that also means they're controlling the clock, they're controlling the pace of the game, and that defense is also able to stay fresh and to stay geared up and ready to go. And so that's kind of when they're at their best. I think in this game, Miami has a chance to force this game to be more of a shootout. And so let's force this game let's force it to open up. If I'm Miami and we win the toss, we want the ball right now, we've got to go score on our first drive, because we've got to instantly put pressure on Philadelphia to keep up. And if we can get this into more of a boat race instead of a wrestling match in the mud, well, this is where Philly's in trouble, because just like you just said, and just like we saw last week, if we just want Jalen Hurts to drop back and try to duke it out with Tua Tagovailoa 50 attempts in this game, that's bad news bears. I'm not putting the church's money in that basket. And also, the secondary for the Eagles is been porous. There's all the rumors that we're hearing talking about Patrick Surtain or Justin Simmons, like our dog Jeff was just telling us as well. Well, Reed Blankenship, who's one of the starting safeties on a struggling secondary anyway, well, he's out this game. And so now you still got Darius Slay, who should be playing in this one, but I think he's had some little nicks, and he's been a little nicked and bruised up as well. But I'm not comfortable lining him up against the player of the week. And I feel like I'd have went Tyreek 3 weeks in a row, because he's just the most dangerous weapon in football. There's just nothing you can do with him. There's just nothing you can do with him outside of Big Bad Boogeyman Bill finding a way to slow him down, and then outside of just Tua Tagovailoa just throwing the ball to the other team in that other game where Tyreek didn't go crazy. But other than that, I don't see what Darius Slay's gonna do with Tyreek at all. And Tyreek, number 2 in my MVP rankings, if y'all missed that show. Oh, Chop was in his top 3 MVP rankings as well, if y'all missed that show, but I'm sure y'all heard it. But there's just nothing you can do with him. And so I'm looking for Tyreek. I feel like these are the same numbers I give Tyreek every week. 175 and 2 touchdowns. I'm sorry, Darius Slay. And I like Slay. I like big play Slay, because, like I said, man, he can, if he gets his hand.
How many touchdowns you say?
2 of them things, man. I'm looking for a big day, man. 175 and 2 touchdowns. I'm looking for one of them things to be about 60 yards. It's going to be 160 up top. Oh, hold on, you got Dallas score on the screen. He's gonna take one of them. One of them's gonna be 60 yards up top for sure. My screen shows Dallas and the Chargers on there, yeah. But yeah, man, I'm looking for Tyreek to be the difference in this game, man. There we go, yeah. Performer of the week, man. 175 with 2 touchdowns for Tyreek Hill. I think he really is the performer of the week. And a struggling secondary, man. The secondary just hasn't found this groove from how well they played last year. So maybe we owe Jonathan Gannon a little more credit last year because that defense just hasn't performed the same, particularly in the secondary from last year to this year. Now, also another thing as well, man, that man is back though. Jalen Carter's back. He was out last week, so he's back in this game. And man, y'all know how I feel about Jalen Carter. That right there scares me as well because he can eat tuna sandwiches all night, man. If he gets through this Dolphins offensive line and makes his day hell for Tua and those guys as well. But I think that if Miami comes out and, like I said, I think Philadelphia, just kind of like you said, maybe they're not afraid to get into a shootout in this game, and I think they may be a little overconfident in that aspect because that's not what you want to do. You don't punch with a puncher. You know what I'm saying? You don't punch with a puncher. You don't shoot with a shooter. You know what I'm saying? And Miami is that shooter. You don't shoot with a shooter, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to do something else. So if y'all try to go out there and think we're just going to race up and down the field, then nah, man, you playing into Miami's hands. And I think Miami finds a way in a very exciting game to get this done on the road, 31-28. 31-28 Miami.
All right. Well,
hold on. We got it. My dog. Let me let my dog Jeff defend himself. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them resident Eagles fans we got in the building. Shout out to my dog Day One Game Jarrell, man, as well. But he said they all finesse till it gets cold and physical. And I feel you because everybody got a plan to get punched in the mouth. And that defensive line is definitely the style of defensive line that can go right out there and hit two of those boys right in the mouth and then make this game the ugly physical. Now, we ain't going out there. Come around this corner, big dog. We done broke the light in these street lights. Ain't none of these street lights work back here, bro. And it is a dead end on down in this alley. You know what I mean? So if they drag him into one of those style matchups, then yeah, for sure, Philly should roll. You've got Raheem Mostert, who's just as fast and electric, but he's still not the dynamic weapon that we saw for Devin A. Chain, who's just a better, I think, pure runner between the tackles. But Mostert as well, still, especially if they get those guys going on the outside, it does open up those lanes, and then he can gas you and still make plays as well. And so, man, yeah, I'm leaning towards the weapons for Miami to get this done on the road in Philly, man. But I'm with you though, Jeff, man. If Philly goes out there and plays Philly ball, let's play big boy bully ball and really do what we came to do, man. Run the ball, let that defense kind of really set the tone and pace and tempo of this game. And then, yeah, man, I'm with you there. But I got a feeling that yeah, man, y'all gonna come out there trying to be a little, kind of feeling yourself a little bit, smelling yourself a little bit. And I think y'all gonna think y'all can swing with the shooters, man, and it ain't gonna end too well.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack. Well, look, man.
Oh, boy,
we at 12:01 right now, so these games are ready to start. Don't worry about it. We're gonna run real quick, man. I'm gonna run back my performer of the week, man, and then I'll let you do your performer of the week, and then we'll wrap this thing on up. Since we just got out the game, reminder: Willie Jack's player of the week, man. Who's your player of the week, Willie Jack?
Man, I'm going Tyreek have a big day, 175 and 2 touchdowns, man. I think he's gonna be the difference in this game.
Absolutely, man. And my performer of the week, man, I got Cooper Kupp going against the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Pittsburgh Steelers, man. He 10 receptions, 130 yards, man, and 2 touchdowns, man. He's my performer of the week, man, and we come away with the W with that one, man. So those are the performers.
Hey, y'all want to hear something crazy? I think Cooper Kupp has exactly that stat line, but they lose. That's all. Because I gave y'all 17 points, so he can have them. He can have both of them touchdowns. He can have both of them. As long as y'all only score 17 and we score.
He can have as many as he wants, huh? I got you. All right, well, Willie Jack.
Hey, man, we're gonna get out of here real quick, man, because it's already game time, man. That's it. That's all we came. We saw we conquered, did what we had to do. You heard them fantasy nuggets. I wish I could recap it for you, but we can't because it's game time. Real quick, hold it down for them members, man. Our dog Jeff, man, ready to see his Eagles handle their business against Miami when the time comes as well. Our dog Miles the Mac was in the building for sure. My dog Terrible Tom Walker and the Texans was in the building. He said he's gonna watch a lot of Red Zone today because the Texans ain't playing football. Man, the fam down came through holding us down. Mom Deuce, Auntie, Sis, Mrs. Boyce is in the building as well. Appreciate y'all as always. And other than that, I'm sorry it's a little light, but say it with me at home. I know you know it's coming. We're just gonna get right into it because it's game time, baby. If I forgot to say your name, damn, I tell you, I didn't mean to. So charge it to my head and do not charge it to my heart. Cause you know we thinking about your big dog. Other than that, it's game time. Y'all have fun. You be safe. Hopefully, you already got your adult beverage in hand and it's sitting in your favorite spot on your favorite couch. And y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. We will see y'all Wednesday to recap. Peace.
Peace.